Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session of Roll for Damage, where a group of us geeky friends decided to get together and showcase our storytelling through Dungeons and Dragons for all of the interwebs. Only one announcement for today. Our wonderful, wise, cracking, delinquent ranger rogue, well, the player of that character, is out for tonight due to some personal business. Therefore, I will be taking the reins for Navari and helping where I can when her skills are needed for Wet and Wild adventure. So yeah, we'll be helping out there. But Chris will be back next week, hopefully, barring any sickness or anything like that. Yeah, that's it for tonight. So I think with that, we can jump right in to tonight's session of Roll for Damage.
A door opens, adventure awaits your creation. Each person plays their part, abilities to lay the foundation, setting the stage for everything to start. Classes, they help define a role as for choices. What finalize the building session zero. Integrates the character and begins a new destiny to be fulfilled. This is your moment to capture. Your fate is hinged on a bet. Release the dice and charge forward. This game is not a game, so now you'll bet your life. The table is set. This is your moment. Take control. It's critical. The final curtain is rising. The world's forever changed. A story made for the ages. All the lost experience and friends forever. Table is the future laid out before you. One you will never forget. This group of friends that support you. Come on, answer the call. Don't freeze until the table is set.
All right. So, gonna get us into things so that we're enjoying our time. Here it is. Okay, so last we left off, the six were back in Riverend, looking into the next artifact that they were hoping to procure to help them in their battle against the dark god Tharzun, that they would eventually have to face in some shape or form. And spent a bit of time uh, trying to get information on where this artifact might be within the city. Running into a little bit of trouble when two of the group managed to run afoul of the law during their time in the library. But with some quick thinking and some assistance from Cade, the two offenders were instead put on duty helping with work outside the wall with refugees and merchants that needed to be escorted, and making sure that people would be safe to gain some clout with the military, at least, or more clout because they had already helped the month previous. Well, the rest of the group rested at Orianna's estate, or Orianna's parents' estate. They woke to some news that Mrs. Scarlet had not returned from her opera performance the previous evening, and in their sort of concern, rushed over to the opera house and began to investigate. While Navari and Zavrin went about their business with their community service that they had to do for the next 3 days. So the group began to look into things and started to find some strange evidence that led them down to an area below the stage where something connected to the ocean and water, and managed to figure out a strange arcane puzzle that opened a secret door down into some flooded catacombs. In their initial scouting, sending Rena, who had the strongest constitution to be able to hold her breath the longest and take a bit of a look at what they might be facing. As she navigated some of these dark hallways in the water with the help of Nemeron's dark vision, extended dark vision from his faith, she came to a door where she heard strange opera music and a strong male voice, tenor voice, singing, and some sort of band playing. In pushing open the door, interrupted a large tentacled sea creature and was berated for interrupting some sort of rehearsal before being requested to leave. On her way out the door, as she tried to close it, which she was unable to do as it was quite heavy, she was zapped in the backside by this creature and decided she didn't really like that too much, and turned around to attack. In the midst of all the characters being connected through a telepathic bond together, the rest of the party realized what was occurring and rushed to help their friend, who was not faring so well as she was engulfed in the mouth of this very large octopus. And eventually the group was able to come and also help fight this creature before being expelled, and with quick thinking from Orianna and some clutch choices and strength in the moment to save a friend, was able to grab Rena from the creature's stomach and teleport themselves back up into the previous room while the rest of the party exited. Now, lower on time, lower on resources, and coming back to meet Navari and Zavrin in the evening to explain that they had to go back as a single group and reconfront whatever was down there. Again, only seeing a small portion of what is within these catacombs. And that is where we pick up. So, your group begins to rush towards the opera house after having eaten and convened, and after gaining some knowledge from Navari about the fact that likely this was not a giant octopus, this is some kind of kraken, maybe a young one, maybe not, given that she hadn't seen it, but that they are very serious and they have a tie to the elemental plane of water as well as the abyss, and they tend to be quite old and ancient, even if in their young forms. So, with this knowledge, you all rush back to the opera house. You are let in once again, given your connection to your mother, and you are allowed to head back to that room beneath the stage if you would wish. Um, what what would you guys like to do?
Is the floor still like sopping wet, or at least like does it still smell briny in the underneath the stage and within the stage?
Yeah, it was never sopping wet down here. Well, it did. It got a little wet as you pressed the button. At this point, no, the water has completely subsided.
Okay.
Everything's dry. It does still smell briny, but that's because the opening is still there
Still open.
to
Okay.
the underwater caverns, which is effusing the room with the natural scent of ocean seawater. If a little less fresh, like I said, than what you would
It's just
normally
stagnant.
smell on a beach as waves roll in.
Okay.
All right, so I think I would like to try to be diplomatic about this before we devolve into fighting again.
Okay.
That being said, of course, be prepared to act. It might still be quite annoyed and pissed off.
Okay.
You make a good point. I don't know if this will be the last time that we have a meal, so I brought you out the biscuits. I've got 3 here that can bolster our strength a bit. Who would like them? I don't need them. Who wants it?
I think Renna?
Ooh, for sure.
Anna, are you okay? Would you like some healing as well? I could give you some good berries and you could eat them as we're talking.
That would be nice. I could probably take some of the berries, maybe a biscuit, put some berries on the biscuit, you know.
Very well. I'll use a first level spell,
Okay.
good berries, and create 10 good berries to give to Renna.
Okay, you give all 10 to
Okay.
Renna?
I think if that's how much health she needs, I don't know, but and as well as
How
the
much
biscuit,
does
Did we
each
short
how much
rest?
does each berry give?
1.
1 hit point. Okay, so you'll get, if you eat all the berries, you'll gain 10 full hit points, and then the biscuit gives temporary
4.
Okay.
or temporary. So you'll
So
get
4
14
temporary.
yeah, and then 10 full. 10
You guys didn't
regular.
take a short rest after that?
I thought we did.
Yeah,
We
but Renna, I believe, was still
not topped
down
off.
some HP.
Yeah, I'm still
Okay.
technically down a little bit, but that's
She
helpful.
was partially digested.
Yeah.
Mostly digested, I think.
Well, we can learn to not get swallowed by big
I
octopus.
think the most important lesson is that you need to learn how to knock on doors. Maybe
Be a bit more polite this time.
diplomatic. See.
Right, so let's I'm gonna start passing out the water breathing potions. I'm gonna give one to everyone.
Who's wearing the frog hat?
Except Navari. I
With
don't
the
know how
horns?
the water breathing is going to work with vocalizing. We haven't really tested it out.
You did. You cast
Yeah,
the
No.
enchant.
With the water breathing potion.
Why would you need a water breathing potion if you have the hat?
No, I'm saying we haven't tested that out. So I am going to argue that one of the 2 mages, and point
Oh.
between Zavrin and myself, who need to speak a lot, takes the hat. I don't know. I mean, do you want the hat, Zavrin? I'm fine either way. I don't know how water breathing works. Is it just like oxygen to our lungs now, or is it, hard to speak? So
This just sounds awful. Why would we go down there?
because my
trying
mother
to
might be
find-
down there.
Yeah, we're trying to find his mother. Her mother.
Okay.
It's just water.
I can cast some things with my brain and stuff. I just think it happens.
Well, in that case, I mean, most of my stuff I need to speak for, and even some of my magic I need to speak for. So,
Maybe you should wear the hat.
some of my not magic I need to speak for. So, yeah, I will begrudgingly fit the hat over my
Okay,
head.
you have a cute little frog hat on your head.
Looks
I want-
nice.
I want character art of this.
So embarrassing.
Looks really good. The green.
Would you like me to try to read the mind of the creature? It might piss it off, but we'll know what it's thinking.
I,
Maybe.
I think we try being very diplomatic and respectful to the creature at first. And then if we need to invade its mind or something along those lines, that's, once diplomacy has failed us.
All right, just offering.
Okay, cool.
It's there.
I'm on board. I think that's a pleasant idea.
What was the creature's
Oh,
name again?
and before
great
we all
leaders.
go, there's 2 left of the biscuits. I say, Zavran and Navari, if you could use them, you should take them. I have a
I'm
feeling you'll
starving.
be. Yes, some temporary health.
Great.
Take a biscuit.
Okay.
4 hit points. Oh, should I reduce my spells and sorcery points by like half since we've been pew-pewing all day?
Nope.
Okay. Thank you.
Before we go down there, I'll just go and expend a first level spell slot and give everyone Eyes of Night.
Okay,
Just
so everyone
real
has
quick.
300 feet of dark vision once more for an hour.
Well, is there anything else anybody wants to do before we get going, or is it time to chug?
Navari is just going to dive in.
Yeah, I was just gonna pop it back.
Stay quiet and just get to the bottom of the stairs, but she will stay there, given that she doesn't need any.
I want to make a quick call on the communicators and see if I can reach. Does anybody in the area have, like in the city, have a communicator? Does the guy we were talking, Cade, does he have
No.
one?
No.
Okay.
That's one that
Should
we
we
can
tell-
contact.
So you know that the only people who you can communicate with are each other and then Luxaturna, because this was
Okay.
this was created by these were created by them or by
So
Lex.
then to Liz, I would like to call and say, hey, we're going into this place and we might die, just in case we need to find our bodies.
Okay, so you beep up Liz, and it takes a moment, but eventually her face pops up, and she looks like she's having a drink, and she just looks at you, and she's like, "Hello, what's this about?"
Yeah, I'd like to see if you need to help us in the future. We're gonna fight this big Kraken thing, and if you
Okay.
need to find us, we'll be at the theater under the stage in the water.
Okay.
Here's everyone else.
Hello. If you are fighting underwater, good luck. It's not easy. We'll make sure you get a proper burial if you're all eaten.
That's very, very fair of you. I thank you.
Can't really make it there just at this moment, but yes, if you don't get back to us in a few days, we'll come and find your waterlogged bodies and attempt. I mean, depending. I don't really want to get on the bad side of a Kraken either. We have a lot of other problems, but yes, we'll do our best to make sure your friends and family get tokens of your existence.
Just letting you know, we're taking care of the cities and cleaning out the sewers. There's places everywhere that have bad things in them. We're
The
taking care of
Kraken's living in the
business.
sewers.
Well, something is, and it took Orianna's mom, and we're trying to get her back.
Oh, am I? This is very interesting. You do sure find yourselves in interesting places. Well, like I said, I wish you luck. I will
we'll be
do my
fine.
best.
Navari and Zavrin, they're out of jail. All right, bye.
Okay,
Kind of.
bye. And it just closes off. Okay. So you've let
man.
Liz know. She is aware that should anything happen to you guys and they don't hear from you for a while, something bad has likely happened, and they will do some investigation into it. So you will not be left floating
That was it.
off into the ocean.
That was a very good message, little chef. That's good.
You said all that you needed to. That's
It
good.
was very thorough. It's good.
Orianna's like at a mix of like.
Your mother is going to love your froggy.
Navari
let's
like
just
swims back up, and she's like, "Y'all coming?"
Yeah, we're coming. Chug chug.
Yes.
goes back
Yeah,
in.
chug chug and all dive in.
Okay.
Speak the
One
command
of
word
those
when I'm
ones.
underwater.
All right. So let's.
I wore my underwater shirt with the octopus on it specifically for today.
Hey,
Oh, okay,
under
keeping it with the
sea,
theme.
Under the
Oh,
sea.
that would have been really good too.
Do, 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 do,
It's
do,
got
do.
whales and stuff on it.
Okay. You're all swimming together. You're all together in this area. So I'm just gonna use one token for you guys. Unless you decide to really split apart, then I will add other tokens. It's just hard to deal with like 6 tokens in this like small area. So yeah, just let me know where you're going and where you want to go as a group. Nemeron, you can move. I'm just using your token because you have
That's fine.
the like automatic extra vision, so you can see
Okay.
the furthest. So I'm just using yours, so you guys can push yourselves on to
Cool.
where you would like to be. And again, as you jump into the water, you do hear again that operatic music. Now all of
Okay.
you hear it as it floats through. Again, it is muffled, obviously, because it doesn't travel, but you are hearing like some weird band and some kind of singing. And as you start to move closer, it gets a little louder. Again,
Does
guys,
the... Oh, sorry.
I know all of you are together. Just leave one token on it, and
Oh,
if
sorry.
we get into
No
like
problem.
a situation where you need to all be, I will have it. But unless you tell me that you're breaking off, it's just easier to have just one token for this part. This is
Does
more
the
like
voice...
the exploration part. Yep.
Sorry. Does the voice sound agitated or annoyed or hurt? No? Okay.
The voice just sounds powerful and into whatever
Operatic.
performance. Yeah, it is singing.
Where are we going? Which way? Are we heading to the door, or are we gonna explore the other door? Door A or door B?
We can always come back later and explore more. So
Go through
I-
the door.
yes, I think we go through the door.
Okay.
All right. So again, as you get there, the door is shut tightly.
Any evidence of like a lock or a chain or something?
It's not locked. It's like a stone door. It doesn't really have like a handle. Like when Rena pushed it open, she kind of like pushed it with her body.
Okay.
It's got like kind of like grooves, and you can tell that it moves, but it is closed again, as you can see. But you definitely hear the voice on the other side of it and the band.
Should we try knocking this time? Maybe.
Before we knock, I want to give us all a help. I'll use emboldening bond, and I will give myself, Navari, Nemeron, and Orianna the connection to each other.
Okay,
Navari, Nemeron, Orianna.
got
I'm
it.
going to take this off.
Did you buy that, or did you have it?
No,
Have to-
please
I
keep the
have
prop.
this.
Please keep the prop. That was really
I
good.
can't see through it.
Yeah, it's gonna fog up.
Okay, so emboldening bond. I'll
You
put
can-
this on you for emboldening bond. Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Am I knocking, Orianna? This is your call. Or boss it open.
I mean, it would be polite. I think we knock and then not just open.
Okay. I will knock pretty loudly because I don't know how heavy the door is. Like, you know,
I mean, trying to knock on a door in water.
underwater. It's gonna go great.
Go ahead and make an athletics check for me.
I'm super good at those. We got this. Athletics. 18.
You get the plus 4 as well because you have the
Mm.
emboldening bond.
Oh.
Right? No.
Okay.
Does that give you
Yeah.
pluses? Pluses?
It's
Yeah, it
just-
does, right? Yeah, D4. So plus a D4.
Sure, I'll roll it. Wow, 19.
Okay, so you knock. Performance continues going. You
Let's
get
just
the
hope.
sense that you're trying to make noise, but there is like you're hearing muffled on this side, but that's like an orchestra playing and a person singing. chances of them hearing you knock on this stone door, it's gonna be hard, especially
This is me
underwater,
take-
because you're like
this is
the
me
force.
taking a phone call during a concert.
Exactly. Like
Okay.
it's hard to like, you get the sense you're gonna have to make some pretty big noise to announce your presence, given this performance is going on, and it's like a full
we-
band.
Should we maybe like visit another hallway, because there is another way around, and if we can avoid him altogether, it might be good.
I mean,
If
I don't-
we're hearing him singing, we know where he is all I'm saying, and this is not the only way we have to go.
seems
I know.
like a creature of habit.
I'm worried. I'm worried we're going to run into some other kind of trap or something. It's the only issue. But if you think we should just go to a different hallway, then let's go to a different hallway. We've already lost almost a whole day.
Mm.
Right. But other hallways may not lead to
Spooky
things
squid.
followed.
Okay, so
Again, if that is what you guys want, it's just the note,
Oh, I just
the
saying it's
water.
optional.
okay, are we leaving or are we
You
staying?
want me
What's
to
happening?
knock? I can knock.
Sure,
I
go
don't
ahead.
think he'll
Knock.
be very happy to see me, but I can
Just-
try to knock.
I don't think. Go ahead.
Go ahead and roll in athletics. Did you? The emboldening bond was Navari, Nemeron,
Yeah, I don't have it.
Artemis, and Orianna, right? Okay. So yeah, go ahead, just make an athletics. 24. Again, you knock, and you feel like there is more force behind it, but you remember how tough this door was to move, and you actually remember how thick it was. It is actually quite a thick door, probably about a foot of stone. So you do put some force into it, and you do feel like your knock was pretty loud, even in the water, even trying to move in the water. Let me just see.
I thought it was a wooden door.
No.
Oh,
No, it was
bamboozled.
stone.
Bamboozled. Okay, cool.
I mean, you get the sense like wood in the water would probably rot away and not be there anymore eventually.
Fair.
Sounds like that, like the band is just playing heavily, and this performance is going on, and you're not sure if this creature and the band are moving around, or you remember how that was a very large room. The scale here is not 1-to-1. Like even you guys in this hallway is not like 5 feet, where like you guys, like it's probably like 10-15 feet wide. So you guys
Okay.
are able to like swim around, and again it's like probably like 10-15 feet tall. So you guys are able to like swim as you need to, but you remember that was a large cavernous, so this music is probably echoing. Again, noise does not travel through water as far as it does through air, because of vibration and everything like that. Likely they're just not hearing you.
Okay, so every house has a back door. Maybe we just try the other hallway. I mean,
We're backstage.
I mean, again, if that is what you guys want to do, then let's just do it. We're wasting time here, just discussing plans again.
I don't think we have much of a choice. I think we have to try a different door
Let
because
me,
I'm just curious. Is Artemis just kind of like moonwalking along the bottom of this?
Hi, Artemis.
I mean, I can swim.
Well, I
I
didn't know
have-
how heavy your armor is. If you
No,
just kind of
mine's medium
moonwalk
armor.
bouncing.
It's
I have heavy
Nemeron
armor.
who's
Oh, Nemeron.
bouncing.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah,
I'm the anchor weighing
Nemeron's
us
kind
down
of
right
like just walking along the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
there's more,
really
sorry.
Walking.
okay. Do I say anything as I turn this corner?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Keep going. Cool. I'm getting increasingly more anxious.
Okay.
Vari, look for traps.
Also, we should probably be more quiet than I am, because I'm probably clonking around here.
You want
Navari,
Navari to
you
look
go
for
first.
traps?
Oh.
I will have Navari. She just kind of gives a thumbs up. And she will
Fair.
do an investigation check
Didn't know
just
we
out,
might be
out in
coming.
front of you. Let me roll for. Sorry. Natural 20.
Oh.
Navari looks around and tries to find any traps. She sort of like, swims around, looks for any kind of, buttons. I mean, you generally figure that it's probably not going to be like a depressing button because people could swim down here, or if it was, it's like an old trap. But is looking for like anything that might, come down from the ceiling or be on the walls or anything. Doesn't seem to see anything that is going to affect you within this hallway, and kind of even swims a little bit ahead now that you've given everyone vision. Oh, by the way, who did you give vision? Because I think you can give vision to four people.
Oh, that's true. Sorry, let me check. It is my proficiency bonus. Where'd it
It's
go?
4.
Oh, well?
Proficiency is 4 right now.
Oh, there you go.
So
okay.
who are you giving it to? One person is not going to have it.
I'll give it to everyone but Rena. I'm sorry.
Okay.
She'll be up close anyway, yeah, so
Yeah.
All right.
that's logical.
We'll turn into light and let us all see a little better anyway.
Fair.
Okay, so so then Navari will like scout ahead a little bit and give you guys like the thumbs up that she doesn't see any traps.
Okay.
Okay.
Clink clonking along.
Yep. Head here, and you see the following.
Oh no.
Another large stone-esque door.
Oh, we have worse enemy. Okay, knocking didn't work. Should we just boss this one open?
Just open.
Shoulder check
Yeah.
it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try opening the stone door.
I will help you.
Cool.
Okay. Go ahead and make a athletics check with advantage.
Athletics.
Okay, and don't forget your D4 because you still have emboldening bond.
Hey, 22.
All right, amazing. You manage to open the door. And I'll say, like, as you've moved this direction, hang on, that singing has gotten pretty faint. Can't hear it anymore. So, change this to...
Oh, the singing went down. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you're swimming kind of like away from it.
Okay, that's fair.
Right now, like it was right. Again, remember, music in water does
Water.
not travel as far. So now you just need to see what.
I like to whale songs.
Yeah, I mean that's stuff that can burst your eardrums. It's so loud, though.
God, the soundtrack, I will always be amazed.
You guys don't speak whale?
Okay.
I mean, if I try hard enough.
Just be
Just be Dory for a bit.
yeah. Hang on, I just need to find it. Here it is. All right. Cool. So, you open the door to this room. And as soon as you do,
Oh no.
I need you to sorry, I'm just gonna I need all of you to make a strength saving throw for
Okay.
me, please.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I
no.
should have warned you guys about the suction. I didn't think about it.
We'll be fine.
So,
Oh no. Strength saving throw?
Hey,
Yep.
alright, not bad.
Eh.
Oops.
That's a survival.
I know. I I
You
rolled
rolled,
mine
yeah,
above.
you already rolled the
I
first
clicked-
one, so you're
I
fine.
clicked it wrong.
Oh,
I clicked on my thing and I meant to just kind of move it. I clicked on.
All
is that a
right.
17?
What? Zavrin's was a 17.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I know, right?
So,
Probably hanging on to you.
So, all of you except for Orianna are sucked. All of you are not sucked except for Orianna into. Oh, actually, I need to make one for Navari. Let me do that because.
Deanna, is there any way I can like make a move to like grab Oriana by her
No.
coat? No. Okay.
You were busy opening the door.
Okay, that's right.
shoving it.
But I have.
So Oriana and Navari both get sucked
I was helping.
into this room, and as you watch, you see as you've opened this door, and the rest of you have like managed to catch yourselves outside of it. You find yourselves in front of a 50-foot radius whirlpool. Parts of destroyed ships, algae, and some animals are caught spinning in it. And Oriana and Navari are busy going "Ooh!" as they're circling around this whirlpool as they are being dragged. This is happening now. And what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna get out some rope.
Sure.
I will psionically cast telekinesis and start pulling them with psychic power.
How far does your telekinesis go?
Let's find out together.
Oh no.
60
30 feet. Yeah.
Range 60 feet, and then you can move
And move it
up to
additional 30. Yeah.
Okay, so
Let's move it
basically
30
you have
feet.
to like wait until they come back around to you to be able to reach them, because this is a 50-foot radius. When they're
Also-
starting to be pulled to the other side of the room, that's 100 feet from you.
Are they being spun around like from wall to wall? Like. Or I guess.
Yes, you
Like a
spin
toilet bowl?
me
Sorry.
right
Like-
round, baby, right round. Yeah,
Like
they are
goldfish
being.
in a toilet bowl.
Yeah, they are.
No!
Yeah, think of it's a whirlpool.
Okay.
So so as they're spinning around, you're getting out rope. Is anyone else doing anything?
I'll get another 50 feet of rope out.
I'm
Okay.
tying my rope around my waist.
Okay, you're tying your
Okay.
rope around your waist, and where is your rope tying
I'm
off
tying
to?
my rope to Rena's rope.
Okay, you tie your rope to Rena's rope, and it's tied around her end, is tied sort of around her waist. What are you doing with the rest of that?
I was
I'm
going
going
to throw the end of the rope into the whirlpool so they have something to grab onto, and I'm the anchor.
Okay, so you throw the rope into the whirlpool.
And I'll hang on to Rena.
And I'm gonna
as
take
like
my
an extra
sword and
weight.
just kind of try to slam it into the ground a little bit for more anchorage.
Yeah, I need you. This is, you know what? This is just pure chance.
Oh no.
I need you to roll me a D100.
Oh no, not a D100.
I got itchy. Oh my god.
I will tell
Okay.
you, I'll do a little bit of like Brennan Lee Mulligan here. I'll tell you, you want to get above a 25.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
No!
All
Push
right.
This is divine intervention.
so you had a
Oh, if I
70.
could just do an divine intervention.
You
Yeah,
had a
that's
70.
what we needed.
Well, divine intervention was used last.
Yeah, it was used earlier in the
No,
day.
no, you didn't. I told you you didn't need to because you were okay. Oh no, he did use it. The one thing that
It's
he
like
didn't
the-
need to use
like,
was the darkness that I explained.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna end
so
up like just
the
spaghetti noodles into
so
this room.
yeah, you had a 75% chance to not get your rope caught in one of the ships and other things that are also spinning around in this whirlpool. So now, Rena, I need you to make an athletics check for you yourself to be pulling on this ship that the rope has now gotten wedged in between these two sort of metal plates that are okay. I was gonna say you could make it with advantage because you also
Cool.
stuck your sword in. So you are holding on right now as one of these ships is being sucked further in, and you're trying to not get pulled in yourself. Orianna, you're being spun around and you're coming back around. As you are, I need you to make another strength save to not get further pulled in, because as you're coming around, you're starting to spiral further into the center of this whirlpool.
Can I use my telekinesis to help?
4.
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and make it with advantage, I'll say.
8.
Okay. No. So you watch as Orianna starts to get sucked further in to the center, where she was spinning around sort of the outside of this whirlpool. Now she's like further in to the inside. I also need you to make a dexterity save to see if you avoid some of the debris as you are being like sucked into this. You have a D4 added to those saves because the emboldening bond is on, but even with a complete 4, you will not succeed. So I would say like don't worry about it, but remember that for next time for dexterity save.
What am I dexterity save?
Dexterity save, please.
11.
And add a D4 if you would like. Do you have to be? The emboldening bond just works. The only thing that you need to be within distance of is for the
Navari and them have to be within 20. They're 30 feet of each other, or between 30 feet and us.
To get the D4. To get the D4,
okay. Yes.
I'll say you're within 30 feet. You're definitely within 30 feet of Navari, so you can get it. So
13
with a 13.
Total.
Okay. So you try, but you are getting like gravitationally pulled in to the center of this, and you're going to take 8 bludgeoning damage as one of the debris slams you on the way through as it's coming around. Navari is also going to attempt to try to make it out of this pull with her strength save.
Telekinesis.
Well, they're both going at the same time. You focused on Orianna, so you won't be able to focus also on. Actually, I don't even know why I'm rolling a d4. Like a 9 is not going to do it. So that is not going to work. So Navari also gets pulled in, and she has to roll an a dex save. Dexterity. Natural 20. She deftly avoids it and just starts swimming along around.
How much damage did I take again?
You took 8 bludgeoning. But you see that they're getting further pulled in, and now you're seeing like all these debris and everything. Renna, you're desperately trying to not get pulled in alongside this rope. What are the rest of you doing at this point?
I'm gonna jump in after one of them, like grabbing onto the rope as like a lead. If I can do that, I don't with my 15-foot walking speed and heavy armor. I don't know how far I can get.
Okay, so you're using the rope that's caught that's caught between Renna and the ship to use as a lead. I just want to clarify. Like this is just me asking.
Oh no! No, I'm just gonna jump in after her, and then hopefully with dice, So
you dive in, and
waiting for the right moment to until one of them gets.
And because you dove in, you start spinning around the outside of the whirlpool as it just starts to take you around. Are you trying to get further towards Navari and Orianna? Are you trying to get to the other side? So you once you jump in and start to spin around, you do notice there is a door or a port, sort of like a gated portcullis. Sorry, over here. you're spinning quite fast,
Okay.
so it's hard to really make out what is going on over there and what that area is. And then you also see like another stone door over here. So what are you trying to do?
I want to see if I can like probably not. I want to see if I can resist the current until like one of them comes by me, so I can grab them and go towards a opening.
Okay, so you're trying to resist getting pulled deeper in.
Like when one of them, I can take a superior grab and
get close enough to one of them to like grab them as they're making their way around on the inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the plan.
Anyone else doing anything else at this point? I just want to leave it open.
Davin will look at the others. Well, I could bring up some tentacles or something that would restrain them in front of the door, but that would also hurt them. Huh? Looking at the others.
I'm moving back. Well, it
Don't know
looks
what to
like
do. This is heavy.
Rena might need
got
some help. I'm
hidden
gonna
by
help
the
Rena,
ray.
and I go back. A 3-foot halfling is gonna help Rena hold the rope.
Okay.
I love that.
You're going to try to help Rena as well. Okay. So at this point, Rena, I need you to make another athletics to hold yourself from.
I do have a 12 strength.
With
That's pretty
advantage.
decent.
She's getting advantage because you're the help action plus she's like dug her sword in. So go ahead and make it with advantage.
Oh no.
A 16. Yeah. Rena, you get wrenched off and are starting to float. Artemis, are you going to try to grab Rena and hold her, or are you
The tiny little.
are
arms
you
around
letting
her
her are you like letting her out, like, or is it just so fast that you're unable to keep your hands on her? I want to ask because I'm not going to force you into the current if that is not your intention.
These are my friends. I gotta help them. I'm gonna try to grab Rena and
Okay.
hold her.
Okay, I need you to make an athletics check with disadvantage.
If
Oh,
we
no.
TPK
Because
to
you
a
are trying to
whirlpool.
hold Rena, a ship, and everything that goes with it.
Let's
So,
go. I
If
believe in you.
disadvantage.
If I didn't do this and I was just standing there, I would just watch my friends go where I couldn't go.
Yeah.
This is,
I'm just asking, like, as you would you be able to hold on? Yeah, you get.
can do a
tugged
D4 on top.
Oh yeah, go ahead and make a D4.
Oh no, let's do this.
Wait, who does Nemeron have the bond? Oh, does Zavern have the bond? Does Rena have? No.
I'm gone.
Yeah, Nemeron's gone. Oriana's
Oh.
gone.
I'll
Then I wouldn't be able to use it.
pull if I can.
They're not in.
A brain
they're not
power.
in your.
That's
so, so Artemis also gets.
Excuse
And
me.
you guys are starting to all circle the drain, so to speak, as you are all floating around within this whirlpool. Okay, so let's adjudicate this. Zavrin, you're out.
No.
You've all just gotten pulled. So who
Am I
are
the only
you-
one out?
Who are you? So I'm gonna say Nemeron. Who are you going for? There's both like that are further in. There's both Navari and there's Orianna. So you're not going to be able to get both of them all at once. So who's your target?
Whoever happens to come close to me. Whoever I can just and get it.
Both of them are gonna circle
Oh.
to you at some point. So I am asking you,
Okay.
who you want to help first.
Orianna squishier.
Okay.
I'll get Orianna. Sorry,
Alright.
Chris.
So as they're both circling around, you are going to. Okay. So first of all, I need you to make an athletics to see that you don't get sucked further into the whirlpool. I'll make an athletics this time instead of a strength save, since some people have athletics.
Athletics and strength are the same, so
Okay. Well,
I'll do athletics. Oh wait.
I'll say you have a
I'm
D4 because
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oriana's
use
coming
it.
closer to you.
14.
All
Nope,
right,
I
so
resist
you
it.
reach out for Oriana, and as you kind of like grasp each other's arms, you just get sucked further into the whirlpool. I need you to make a dexterity save. I'll say with advantage because Oriana is gonna obviously try to help you and guide you from not being smashed.
Mm, I'm
You
super
can.
good at those.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter if you roll a d4.
Yeah,
It's not
I already
really
used it
gonna work.
anyway.
You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as like this like sea cucumber just slams right into your face and just as you float by, and you are now floating along with Orianna, and Navari just says, "Hey,"
Hi.
as you are all circling around Orianna. Yeah.
DM, can I tell what the heck's at the center of this whirlpool?
What's at the center? Yeah. What's at the center? Is a bunch of torn up metal and debris, and when you start hitting that, you're becoming Blender.
Oh. Oh no.
Because you can see as this whirlpool eventually, once things make it to there, they just are kind of, and they've all just kind of like amalgamated in the center of this area.
This is another stone door, I'm guessing.
There's a portcullis on the like right hand side, that you've briefly been able to see as you're like circling this. It's very quick, so you're not really able to see what's beyond the portcullis. And there's the stone door in the north of the room. But Orianna, I need you to make another, I'll say athletics or strength save, whichever one you feel is better.
Having a shot to those tentacles? Not looking too bad.
4.
Zavrin, who are you trying to assist in this? Like you have 5 friends that are all circling the drain, so to speak. Navari, Orianna, and Nemeron now are getting closer.
Or I know I would try for Orianna without.
Okay,
seeing
so
the
go
roll
ahead
first.
go ahead and make an advantage. Go ahead and make it with advantage, Orianna.
20.
All right. And you want to use your D4?
Yeah, why not?
All right. With a 23, using your ability to kind of like swim up, and yeah, Zavrin, with you pulling, Orianna, you're able to get up to that first area of the whirlpool that is circling you around. You're still circling. You miss being hit by any debris or anything like that, but you are still in that first area. Now with Navari. So I'm going to adjudicate this by like turn. So I'll say it's like Orianna, Navari, Rena, Artemis, Nemeron, Zavrin. Okay. Navari. Let's see. She has a better athletics, so I'm going to use her athletics to try and get out of this. 19, and she will definitely roll her.
Every time Orianna
so
swings around.
Navari is also able to swim up one level back up to sort of the
Yay.
top of this whirlpool, still floating around, but able to get further from that blender meat grinder area at the bottom. That was Navari. Who did I say next? Rena, I need you to now make athletics or strength save, whichever one you want to do, with disadvantage, because you are getting pulled by that ship, unless you want to do something about that, because now
I
you are
was
getting
going to say that I wanted to untie the rope.
Okay,
And
so you're
just
gonna
let it
spend
go.
your action like untying yourself.
It seems like a good idea at the
Okay.
time.
All right.
Yeah,
So
just cut it.
I mean, it's easy either way. It's going to take an action to do so.
Alright.
So you untie the rope, and given that that's what you're spending your time doing, you're getting sucked further in. So you're at the same level as Nemeron, and just Nemeron at this point. But you are no longer attached to the ship that is also being sucked further in. Artemis. You
Yeah.
are what are you doing? You were just trying to get out of the whirlpool?
I'm gonna shout to Nemeron and say, I thought you were able to fly. Can't you like step and be more mobile? Help us. And see if he may use his Steps of Night ability to gain control in this water.
I don't know if it'll work, I scream back. I'll try.
Okay, and then
Tentacles.
so that's I'll say like your free action as you're spinning around.
Is
Is
Renna still attached to the rope?
No,
No.
she's
Okay, she
untied
let go,
herself.
So-
She's like closer to the center, but she's untied herself. She's no longer tethered. You are about to get pulled closer to the center. You can make an athletics or strength save to attempt to get yourself out, unless you want to use your time to do something else for one of your friends instead. So that's what I'm asking.
Are there other people around me within 30 feet?
I would say Nemeron's probably Renna's definitely within 30 feet of you. Nemeron, probably not. Maybe Orianna or Navari.
I get what you're going at.
I'm gonna cast Bless on however many people I can see within 30 feet of me to
Okay.
give us.
What
this
level are you
advantage.
doing it at? Just regular?
Well, so you said there's 3 around me?
I would say, Renna, yeah, Orianna, Navari,
One,
I think.
two.
Nemeron is a little bit far from you.
So then there's only 3 people, myself included.
Yeah.
So I'll do just a first level to get us 3, because that's all that I can see around me.
Well, there's 4, right? Like if you include
4, then
yourself.
second level.
Okay, yeah, because if you include yourself, if you want to include
Yep.
yourself,
Yeah.
you get Renna, Navari, Orianna, and yourself.
So second level Bless to give
Got it. Okay.
D4 on saves.
All right, for the next minute, you got a D4 on saves. But because you're spending your action doing that, you get pulled further in to the center, because that's what you're spending sort of your time doing, is like casting the spell to get everyone emboldened even more with your magic. Got it. Okay. So now Nemeron, Artemis, and Renna are in that like sort of second stage. You know, if you get sucked in one more, where the current is the strongest, if you fail again after that, so there's 3 areas to this. You can think of this now as like a skill challenge slash save. There's 3 areas. If you
Pretty
get
high
sucked
stakes
into
skill challenge.
yeah, if you get sucked
That's
into
good.
the third, area, you have one more chance before you start hitting up against that meat grinder, and it's gonna hurt. But that's
Okay.
what you know. And the current gets stronger as you get pulled into each area. Okay, so that was Artemis. So it's now Nemeron. Nemeron, what would
So
you like to do?
intense.
Am I in that second stage?
And Zavrin, I would like since you're out of this and you're helping using your telekinesis, I assume as people get closer to you on the side that you're on, I would like to know each round who you're attempting to help, or if you're attempting to do something beforehand. So who are you attempting to help this round, if you're still using telekinesis, or are you doing something else and then I can wait until it's like your turn, or you can do it on the person's turn that you're waiting for? Just want to know who you're trying to help.
I could do the tentacles on that last level, so you at least take just 3d6 tentacle damage rather than getting.
But can you pull them out with the tentacles?
You get restrained at least, so you can.
Okay,
Just to take that
so
down.
that's
spin
that's
around.
not gonna help. That's just gonna make
Sorry.
them unable to move, and then they're gonna get killed.
It was hopefully gonna do it like the first layer, so we could like rope people out while they're.
So is
Trapped
But
that
if they're
what you're
if they're if they're
But
restrained,
no.
they just can't move. Their speed is 0. They're still getting swirlied.
I would try to catch everybody and then like. and
So I will
then
say this:
drop it.
what were you planning to try and drop? The Vard's black tentacles or something like that?
Mhm.
Okay. So a Vard's black tentacles you center in a specific area.
Right.
It will. It's. I can't remember. On their turn, they have to
Mhm.
make a dexterity save or something like that. Okay.
I mean, they could choose to fail it and then get restrained.
Yes, they will be restrained, which means they can't move, and they have disadvantage on dexterity saves, which means if something comes and floats their way, they're just gonna take it. Probably.
Well, it worked when
face.
everybody was in that first layer. Then
Well, but even in that first,
even
in that first layer though, you're gonna use it, and then you're gonna have to hope that until you can pull them out, they don't get slammed by a bunch of stuff. So it's your choice on whether you want to do that, and how well those tentacles will hold stuff in there. But I'm just giving you the
very fair.
And also, I can't remember. Is telekinesis is just the ability, right? No, it's a spell. It's a spell. It's a concentration spell to do telekinesis. So
right,
you could cast the Avards, but then you'd have to drop it to telekinesis to pull them back out. So they'd just kind of be stuck there until your spell ended, taking damage. Likely.
It would have worked when we had people on the outside still, but now not so much.
Given that you're the only one, probably not the best to do.
So I'd rather still give advantage to people. So I'll just do it.
Okay, so who are you? Who are you doing
Whoever's
it for this round?
Closest to the grinder.
Okay,
Meat
so
grinder.
you have a choice. There's Nemeron, Rena, and Artemis that are getting pulled closer.
Artemis.
Okay, so you're gonna help Artemis. All right, so Nemeron, it is your turn. What are you doing? Are you attempting to get yourself out? Are you doing something else? Are you going to use an ability, a spell? You let me know. If you want to just attempt to like pull yourself up to the next layer, back up to the next layer, that is either a strength save or athletics. If you are going to try to do something else, let me know what that is.
Okay, so my rope is gone.
Oh yeah, because it's attached to that. I mean, you can try to attempt to. You can try to attempt to grab that if you want.
I'm okay. I'm good. I can't really do much else. Okay, I'm gonna make an action to try to swim out of this.
All right, so go ahead.
Get myself out of it.
So go ahead and make a athletics or a strength save, whichever is better for you.
A DM, who has the bless?
You, Rena, Orianna, and Navari. Right? Those were the 4 people that you wanted.
12.
You get sucked further down. You're at that 3rd layer.
Oh no. So, I was actually going to use an action surge.
You're not taking damage yet.
Okay.
You want to use your action surge?
Yeah.
As well? Okay,
yeah.
so now you're at that 3rd layer. I will say because you're using an action surge, you're still on the same turn. So I will say you will still have another round to make another attempt before you will hit that. This is just to get you back into that 2nd layer.
So if I fail this one, am I stuck in the 3rd layer or?
You're stuck in the 3rd layer. Okay. But you'll still have another round to come around to make either a save or to have something else happen before you're going to hit anything.
That's fine. I'll risk it.
Okay, so you're using an action surge or you're gonna wait. Okay.
24.
All right. With a 24, you pull yourself back into that 2nd layer, but you're still spinning around that 2nd layer, and you're able to do it without taking damage or anything like that. You managed to do it before something slams into you.
Okay, and that's really all I can do.
All right. Yep. That's your opportunity. Zavrin is waiting to use his bonus action, so telekinesis is your bonus action, right?
No, it's my main
it's an action. Okay, so
I can move up to 1,000 feet, which is
got it.
I don't know the strength of a current, probably more than 1,000 feet, but hopefully it helps. Or it's not 1,000 feet, 1,000 pounds. Yeah, I don't know.
1,000. Yeah, the strength of the current is very, very heavy. So you're not going to be able to stop the current. How like, I guess I have to read.
It's a long paragraph. Sorry.
Yeah. Just gotta gain the ability to move and manipulate creatures and objects. When you cast a spell as your action each round, a creature or object. Yeah, the water is not really an object.
Oh, I'm trying to move the person. So if the person weighs
none
than
of
1,000, the force going against them.
No. Yeah, the force going against them is not 1,000 pounds. So you'll be able to help pull them, and they themselves are not 1,000 pounds, obviously. I was just trying to see if you could do something to use your mind to. You know what? I'll do something fun if you want. If you would like to attempt this, I'll make it an option for you. I will allow you to use your ability. It's going to be a contested. Well, it's going to be like a save for you. Actually, it'll be an athletics for you, but using your spell modifier, not your actual athletics check. But you could attempt to use one of the like ships that is floating to try to hold it in place so that the current gets lighter, so that it's like holding everything back for everyone that's in the whirlpool. But you're gonna have to make an athletics check against a contested DC to see if that. But if you do that, that's your turn.
Oh hell yeah, brother!
All right, go ahead.
But I can also use shape water. I mean, it's only like it's like 5 feet. I can change the direction of a current.
So shape water is different. Yeah,
shape
water though is an action, and it's 5 feet, which is not going to do anything for you in this sense. Telekinesis is allowing you to use a large object up to 1,000 pounds to basically hold back the current for your friends to attempt to maneuver, which what I will say will give all of you advantage on your next attempt to exit.
Can it be athletics with wisdom or charisma?
That's what I was saying. It's your athletics using your spellcasting modifier instead of your strength, because you're using this as a spell.
I like it. Thank you for.
So go ahead and roll it.
Athletics plus 5. Yeah. Nope. 14.
So 14. Yeah, you try to hold one of the like ships to make almost like a wall. And you're just you can feel it, and it's almost like you know when Luke Skywalker in Star Wars is trying to like lift the X-wing, you see it like shake there for a moment, but then continue to move and continue to circle. That's your turn though for this round. Comes back to the top. So we are at Orianna, I believe. So Orianna, you are at the top of the whirlpool. Are you just going to try to get yourself out?
For my action, yeah.
Okay. So where are you going to try to get yourself out at? Are you going to try to get yourself out at where Zavrin is, which is back where you started?
Zavrin is, yeah.
Okay. So you wait for the opportune moment to like start to swim out. Go ahead and make the athletics or
Well, I get 2d4 with a strength save, so let's go with the save.
Okay.
Not that it's gonna matter.
Yeah, even with an 8, you get pulled back into the second.
What would it be? Yeah.
Yeah. That's 2s4.
Yeah.
6. Yeah. You get pulled back into that second layer, as you are unable to swim yourself out.
Is there someone within grabbing distance of me?
No. But you can use your action next turn to try and get to someone if you would like.
I will inspire Nemeron then.
Okay.
Nemeron, have you ever danced with a tiefling in the pale moonlight?
Sounds fun.
All right. It is Navari's turn. Navari wants to get across this room. I'm gonna roll a d4. 1, 2 is north. 3, 4 is the portcullis. Portcullis. Okay, so she's going for a portcullis. She just wants to get out of here, and she doesn't want to go backwards because you're meant to go forwards, and that's Navari, and she's like, that's stupid. I'm not going backwards. So let's roll for her. GTFO this whirlpool. I mean, she's having a good time. She's like floating around, kind of like chilling, but she kind of wants out. 25. Doesn't even need the D4. Navari is standing or floating over here out of this whirlpool. And then she's like waving at you guys as you're going Come over here, guys. That's her turn. I believe it's Rena now.
I want to try to get out.
Okay, so go ahead and make a athletics or strength save, and I believe you have bless. So if you make the save, you will save will you can add a d4 to it if you use the save instead of the check.
If I rage, I get advantage, right?
On strength
Athletics.
checks, athletics, you get advantage. If you don't rage or do rage and use a strength save, you get the plus a d4 if you use saves. So up to you on what you want to do. Either the d4 or advantage.
So it's either a save or check.
Yeah, so you can either use a strength save or an athletics check. You get a d4 because you are blessed to saves, to attacks and saves, not to ability checks. So if you strength save, you can add a d4 to it. If you use the athletic check and decide to rage alongside of it and spend a rage, you will get advantage on the athletics check, but you won't get a d4 as well. You will just get advantage. So up to you on what you want to do.
I'm probably gonna rage and try to.
All right, so you
advantage on a check.
Rage, and you go to move yourself up. With an 18, you were not successful, and you get sucked into the third layer as you were getting closer and closer to that sharp metal and that algae that's like kind of in the center. But that's your turn. And I believe your oh, I need you to make a dex save for me. I didn't do this. Orianna, I also need you to make a dex save for me.
Is it something I can see?
Yes.
So advantage?
Orianna, you're fine. You managed to... Yep, you will get advantage. You will get to keep your rage, because you take 7 bludgeoning damage as something slaps into you, which is halved to 3.
Okay.
Orianna, you're fine. Cool. It is now Artemis, your turn.
I'm gonna shout out to the group. If someone's in a safe spot, you can move another person that's bonded if they're within 30 feet up to your safe spot. And I will reiterate that we have protective bond that allows the person to teleport to that location using their reaction. So for example, Navari, if were to stab themselves with their dagger, that would lead to one of the people within 30 feet that's bonded to them to transport themselves up there to take that damage.
Okay. She says, "Oh, okay, I'm not much for self-flagellation, but sure."
I'm gonna try to swim out, seeing as I'm concentrating on a spell. I've got emboldening bond going. I feel like that's my best option.
All right, go ahead and make
try to
either athletics or strength save, whichever one you want to do.
Let's go with the...
You'll only get 1d4 to each, right? Because I don't think they stack. Wait, does emboldening bond work on...
that's not disadvantage, my bad.
Oh no, you'll get 2d. You'll get 2.
Plus,
sorry.
yeah.
You'll get 2d4 because it stacks with you have the emboldening bond up. That's right. Only Rena only got 1d4.
It's actually just that 6, so I don't think it matters what I roll. But
plus 8, 14. Yeah, you're in that second layer. I need you to make a dexterity save for me as you get pulled.
And there's a d4
roll that,
for it.
2d4, right?
Didn't Artemis have advantage?
Oh, you can only use it once per turn, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I don't have advantage.
With a 16 though, you're able to sort of dodge just out of the way as something fly as like a piece of jagged metal like flies by you. But you do get sucked into that third layer. So now you have Rena and Artemis in that third layer. It is coming around to Nemeron. Your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay. Jesus. Can I like run an idea by you? You tell me if it's possible to do or not.
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to use the flat blade. No, flat edge. Sorry, the flat edge of my great axe, sort of as like a parachute to like launch me around, and then like at the very end, once I'm near the portcullis where Navari is, just like fling it out and lead myself like a torpedo. Is that possible? I don't want to waste my time doing something I can't do.
Yeah. Well, the problem is normally if you had something to anchor yourself and you could like do it and use the flinging motion, but you are currently being guided by this wall of like this force of water that is like pushing.
You're trying to use it more like a rudder.
Yeah, like a rudder.
Yeah.
I figured I figured it'd be kind of not make sense, but that's fine. I'll just get myself out of here, I guess.
Okay, so go ahead and make a athletics or strength save.
Actually, am I in the?
You have, I believe you. No, you did.
I only have the 1d4.
You have the 1d4, yeah, which is just 2 checks.
Is Artemis within 30
no,
feet
checks
of me?
or saves. Is Artie is yeah, at this point he's within 30 feet of you, yeah.
Okay. Artie, I got you. I'm gonna slash myself with my hand axe to take damage. Or with my great axe to take damage.
But you're both in the same lair, so he's just gonna get right up next to you.
He's in the third layer.
Yeah, with you.
I'm in the second layer.
I'm not. You can cut yourself, but I'm not hopping over there.
That's fair. I'm in the second layer.
Oh,
my action search to get out of there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Artemis, yeah. So you could get yourself up one layer if you wanted.
We're all in the second
wait.
layer.
We don't have a visual for this, but if there's a first layer, a second layer, and a third layer, how far is Navari from the third layer?
So the radius of the whirlpool is 50 feet. She is outside of that initial 50 feet because she doesn't want to be. So she's probably about 60 feet from the center, the very, very center of the whirlpool.
If
you're in the third, if you're in the third layer, you're probably probably about 50 from you in that third layer.
And then the second layer is how far?
Probably she's probably maybe like 20. Like when again, you're getting swung around, but when you get to right in front of her, you're in the second layer, you're probably about 25, 30 feet.
Okay, and then in the first layer, it's
you're
only
probably
like
10 or 15.
15. Yeah. Okay, 15. Okay, that's just really helpful to visualize. So I know distance because the spells require distance. If somebody's all the way across, I can't reach them at all because that's 120 feet.
Yeah, exactly. So Nemeron, you cut yourself with your axe just gently to draw a little bit of blood, which the shark that is swimming around.
Do you guys want
the world,
sharks? That's how you get sharks.
There's no active sharks here. Maybe bludgeoned to death. You cut yourself. I'll say take a point, just a single point of damage.
Well, I would take the damage because I'm teleporting to it.
Oh, so you take the damage instead?
I take the damage.
Right. Okay. So you
cut. Protective.
So you begin to like cut yourself, and you feel this across the bond, Artemis, and you choose to teleport.
How much damage?
1. He's just going to like slice himself. Okay. So you take 1 slashing damage, but you are. And now you are like right next to Nemeron as you guys are circling this. But Nemeron, you used your action.
That's fine. I get sucked.
So you get sucked. You just get sucked down. So as you're coming up, Artemis, and with your reaction, you're watching as Nemeron.
That's fair. I like that.
But yeah, he gets sucked down. Okay, that's Nemeron's turn. Zavrin, are you going to try this again, or are you going to just try to hold to pull someone?
So before, when I cast telekinesis, I totally doofed and was like, oh wait, we drank the potion, so I didn't have to cast it psionically. Can I have my points back, please? Because I spent 5 sorcery points to cast it with my brain.
Oh yeah, of course.
Now I would like to use it instead for heightened spell, so I'm going to heighten my telekinesis.
Okay, you're not making a creature make a save. You're the one who's making the check. How would this work? This is actually interesting.
Sorry. That's
No,
why I was
no,
like,
I
ah,
mean,
this would be cool, but I don't know if this will work
generally
that way.
heightened is to add strength to the spell to make it more difficult. You know what? Yeah, sure. You're making this stronger, so I will let you make the athletics check with advantage on your side. So it's like giving something else disadvantage, but you have advantage on your side. So athletics plus 5.
21.
21. With a 21, you will give advantage to everyone in the first and second layers as you are able to get one of the
I'll take it.
ships to sort of block those two. Like, it's large enough, maybe like 20 feet across, that anyone in those layers will kind of get the buffering of that kind of holding there for the round. But unfortunately, your strength just wasn't enough to get it across sort of the entire length of entire radius, of the whirlpool.
I will take it. Thank you.
Good job. All right, back to the top, Orianna.
And try and swim
So
out.
you have advantage now because you are and you're still trying to get. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. You're trying to get into the
I'm
first
in the
layer.
second, trying to get to the first.
All right, so go ahead and make your athletics or strength save.
Oy, 18.
You try desperately, even with that help, but you feel sort of a piece of like seaweed get caught around your foot, and you get tugged into the third layer.
All right, that's all I can do.
All right. It is Navari. Navari. I don't. So Artemis. You've already used your reaction. And no one else, I think, is close enough to her.
Well, it doesn't matter. It
so-
doesn't matter because they would be teleporting to me, and I'm in the third.
No, this is Navari injuring herself. They would be
Oh,
teleporting
sorry.
to
I thought.
her.
Sorry.
So Navari is going to hold her action to cut herself if one of you with the bond gets close enough and has the ability to get to her. So probably Artemis, she's gonna wait until it's until you have sort of taken stock of yourself. Basically, you regain your reaction again, and then you're kind of facing her, and she will do it for you. So basically, on your turn, she will cut herself so you can use your reaction to get to her. So that is her turn. It is now Rena.
Do I need to make a dexterity save?
Oh yeah, please, because you got sucked down.
How close
13.
is Orianna?
You
to
get
me?
the 2d4. I mean, sorry, you get the d4, not the 2, but you get 1d4 because of the bless. Sorry, Rena, just give me 1 second.
No, you're
Yep,
fine.
you're good.
17.
You're good, Orianna. You don't take any damage. Sorry, go ahead.
How close is Orianna to me? Like, could I reach her if I tried to swim for her?
If you spend your action swimming for her, you will be able to get to her. But then you're probably going to take some damage because you're going to start potentially hitting that bottom.
No, because I wanted to try to throw her out of this.
I don't think you're going to be able to
I'll
throw
say
me
this,
out.
like, normally you would have movement. The problem is you're all getting buffeted around, so you need to, and like I said, there's masses of debris. You're trying to keep yourself from hitting that edge. So there's like all these factors, so it's almost like it's like an action just for you to like maneuver yourself around. So if you want to get to someone, it's going to take your action to do that. But that's kind of like, that's going to be your turn of like doing stuff to like get to someone.
Okay. I guess I'm just gonna try to get out.
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics if you want with advantage.
Not
Natural
20.
20. With a natural 20, I think in this case, especially a 27, you are able to pull yourself up to the second layer, and then with like you get to where Zavrin is holding the ship, and you like parkour yourself off the ship and manage to get yourself up to the first layer. So you use that power so you're back up in that first layer now.
Okay. I was like rage swimming, like
Exactly. And your rage will still go, I think, to the end of your next turn. I believe
how
is
far is Orianna from me now?
Oh, now, with you swimming out, she's probably like 30 to 40 feet from you, dependent.
Okay.
But I will say this is your turn. That was
Right.
like
Yeah. No, for
so
sure.
you can think about what you want to do.
I'm just trying to think of if I'm close enough that I might be able to like send my guardians down to take some of the damage if she does end up taking that damage.
What do they need to be within for your
30
guardians?
feet.
So I'll say yes. If she does end up taking
Okay.
some damage, I will allow you to use
Okay.
that while you're raging. Cool. I will also say this with a natural 20. If you want to keep your rage going, with all that going through, do you want to have like something just nick you to be able to allow you to keep your rage going? You take 1 point of damage for it.
Sure. It'll be my last temporary hit point.
Okay. So 1 point of damage as you allow, like you could dodge out of the way, but you want that rage to keep going so that you could potentially protect your friends. So you allow something to just.
How about I just bite my inner lip and just bark?
Yeah, sure. You do. As you feel the blood seep into your mouth for a moment. All right. It is now Nemeron. Your turn as you. Oh no, sorry, Artemis. On your turn, Artemis, Navari takes out a dagger, gently cuts herself for 1 point of damage. You can use your reaction to zoop to her, which I assume you do.
Yeah, I will definitely use my reaction to hop back out.
All right, so you and Navari are by the portcullis at this point.
Ooh, before that happens, as I'm circling this and I've done a couple of times, can I get a view of if the middle can be plugged or if there's like a switch or some way to stop this thing?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. With a 21, when you were sort of down there and as you like kind of look, you do see near the bottom just faintly, because there's so much debris and so much like algae and things like that are being kicked up, but there is something below, as if this is like all of the debris that was in this area and stuff like that, as it's sunk down and been sucked to where it is, has started to plug it up, but it's so powerful that it hasn't plugged up every crevice. You get the sense that, yeah, potentially if you can actually physically fully plug it, you would stop the torrent of the water. But right now it's literally like you shoved a bunch of razor blades down your sink, and they're sitting out of the sink, and so they don't stop all of the water from going down. But if you were able to, I don't know, pour a bunch of caulking down there or cement or something like that and let it like settle or harden.
Or a big ship, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, potentially.
I'm gonna say that as I'm going around. Somebody, you might be able to throw a lot of debris and clog it up and stop it from spinning. And then I get bounced by Navari cutting themselves.
Okay. All right. So you and Navari are by the portcullis. It is now Nemeron, your turn. You're at the bottom with Orianna.
Okay. How close is Orianna to me?
She got sucked down there. I'll say, you know what? I'll be kind and say you guys can be within 5 feet of each other if you really want to.
I'm gonna chuck her out of the 3rd level.
Okay, you're going to attempt to throw her.
Or like, I guess like donkey kick, like, you know.
Okay, you're gonna attempt to donkey kick her out of the 3rd level.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make
Without damaging.
No, you won't damage her.
Oh, okay.
You are definitely, because you're going to be pushing
That's
her out.
fine.
You're pushing yourself in. All right.
Oh no.
So go ahead and make an athletics for Orianna, which you will get the plus 1d.
Is it right next to her? No. Athletics. Wait, sorry. Normal.
Yep.
You know Orianna has a very specific spell that would help in this situation.
You still get a plus a d4.
Too late. I already did it. I already committed. Oh my god.
19.
That's okay.
You know what? This is a fun situation, and I like that you're attempting. Orianna, I will say this: Are you going to use the movement to like as he pushes you? Are you going to like push yourself as well, like off of him?
Yes, can I try to angle myself into some debris so I take damage and he can use his reaction?
No. I am allowing this because he didn't roll quite well enough, and I'm gonna allow this to be a with advantage and see what we get to assist you. So what I will say, you can not do that. You can angle yourself into debris so that you take damage and he can reactively go to you so that he doesn't go into the...
That is
you
what
can
I'm
either...
going to do then.
Okay, so you angle yourself as his ability to kick you is not quite strong enough to get you out of that 3rd level, but you do see some metal sheets floating near. You are going to take 6 points of slashing damage as you get cut. Nemeron, do you choose to blink to her? So, Orianna, you won't take that damage. Nemeron will take it if he
Did she move really far out of the 3rd level or no?
No, she's in.
Okay.
She's still in it, but this means that you're not getting pushed back
okay.
into.
Yeah,
you're next to her.
I'll TP to her or teleport to her.
All right, so Orianna, you don't take that 6. Nemeron, you take the 6 slashing. And that is your turn, Zabrin. You're gonna lose holding the ship unless you attempt to re-up again and try to either do that or try to help someone.
Thinking of using major image in the middle, so as Nemeron gets blended up, he at least just sees pretty flowers around him. I feel the flowers in the middle.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Okay.
instead of chunks of flesh, it's petals of flowers. Sure.
Oh, nice. But no, I'll do what Artemis said, and I'll try to plug it up. Not to like stop it completely, because that's not going to happen. But at least slow down the current and just start throwing as much stuff as I can down the.
Okay, well, you're able to target like one object at a time.
The biggest.
So I'll say, yeah, you've got the ship
1,000
already.
pounds,
Yeah. So I'll say you can try to push it down further into the area. I'm gonna say you have to make an athletics again with your spell modifier to see if you're able to like push it straight or if it kind of like veers off course and starts circling the drain.
All right, I'll do it.
Go ahead.
I mean, this one doesn't make sense for the heightened
yeah.
spell. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just
17.
with a 17, you manage to get the ship down towards the 3rd the third level, you feel like one more push, and you can probably start to press it into that center area. Or let it naturally happen, but it might take just a little bit before it gets there. But it's close. But as you're like pushing it, you feel it being like tugged sort of out of your reach to start to circle, and you kind of have to like try to grasp at it again. All right, it is Orianna, your turn.
I'm going to grab Nemeron
Mm-hmm.
when he appears next to me, and I'm going to cast Dimension Door.
Okay, where are you going?
Navari and Artemis are on one side, right?
Yeah, Navari and Artemis are near this portcullis here.
Near the portcullis.
Yep.
And where's Rena? Is she in the first layer right now?
She's in the first layer, going round and round and round she goes.
I'll go to the I'll take us to the portcullis then.
Okay, you guys, right next to Navari and Artemis. Use the spell slot. But
yep,
you are
my
out
last
of
fourth.
the whirlpool. All right, that's your action. To do it, it is now Rena.
I will use my bonus action to inspire Rena.
She's not near you.
Oh, never mind then. She is out of range.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to rage swim towards where everybody else is.
Okay, are you going? So Zavrin is by himself on one side, and then everyone else is by the portcullis.
I'm going to the portcullis.
Okay. Go ahead and so you kind of like wait until you're like near it, and then you start to rage swim. So go ahead and make that athletics with advantage.
20.
Yeah, with that strength, you rage swim yourself over to the rest of them, make it onto sort of the ledge and pull yourself out of that gravitational sort of field of the whirlpool. So the rest of you are. Yeah,
I'm going to say to them, for the record, I prefer being eaten to being blinded. And that's all I
right. So Navari is just on this side, and of course, like, this is fairly loud because you have this like as things are like banging. But as she turns around and she's like looking at all of you, she looks through the portcullis with a natural 1 and really doesn't see it. So that's her action, and she just calls out. Actually, it's a far distance, so you're not even gonna hear her over all of the noise, Zavrin. So it doesn't even matter. Okay, that's her turn. Does anyone else want to do anything? So now you are all, I'll say, like, you're all out of this whirlpool, but some of you are in front of this portcullis, and Zavrin, you're on the other side. So what would you all like to do?
Orianna,
and you are not gonna, I'll just say this, like, Nemeron, Orianna, with how sound travels in water, how loud this room is with, like, the whirlpool, like, whooshing and things, like, crashing.
I take out the
each other.
communicator.
Okay.
Is it
Call over to
waterproof?
Zavrin.
It does not work under the water.
Nah.
It is a communicator that
should
it
use
does
this
not
telepathic bond thing.
when you like press it, you notice that it doesn't break. So like it's magically impervious to like being damaged by the water. But you notice that like as you press it, like it does a different kind of beep. It does like this boom, and then kind of you just sort of see this like blue energy come out of it for a second, and then it kind of like shuts off, and you just get the sense that underwater this won't work because of how the sound works, and this does not have water breathing kind of thing. Like the way that the sound travels just won't work for this.
I'm going to
But
take the
your
copper
device
pin.
is fine and won't be damaged.
I'm going to take the copper pin out of my hair and cast message to Zavrin.
Okay, that is easy enough. You're able to angle yourself so that you're not in the force of the water, but you're able to get like a bead on his location.
Do you have a way to get over here?
Well, there's that door. Oh, you mean like on this side? I mean, are you trapped over there? Is there like a switch, a lever?
There's a portcullis here.
But what
I
makes it
think
go?
we can probably figure out another way through, if necessary. But right now you are alone. So do you have a way to get over here safely without us all falling back in again?
I mean, I could just swing around, misty step out the other side.
How far can you travel with that?
30 feet. But if you don't have a switch or anything over there, then we'll all just be stuck in front of these gates. That wouldn't be any good either.
I mean, I'll look around. Is there a switch or any
wait,
method of opening this?
Make a perception
We
check.
shouldn't be talking back and forth like this, but just realized, like, wait.
We really can because it's message, it's cantrip.
Oh, message.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, or just
Perception
take multiple
check.
casts. I'm fine
Yeah.
with that.
12.
You do notice a lever, but on the other side of where you are. But it is a portcullis, so it's like it's bars. It's not a like you can see into the other room. And at this point, with the 12 on the other side, looking in, you do see a tentacled creature speaking with some members of looks like using instruments, and beginning to pack up to
You've got to be
potentially
fucking kidding me.
head out.
We literally just got to the other side of the creature, and it's packing up. It's getting ready to leave.
Did you say that to me or to the others?
I say it to the others, and then I'll go ahead and cast a message and say it to you as well.
Damn it.
I'll be
You do
there
know
in a
that there is
jiffy.
that other door north of this room as well.
Yeah, but we can't get there without going back into the whirlpool, right?
Well, yeah, finding a way to get through the whirlpool and pull yourself to that area.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Mage Hand through onto the other side.
All right, you cast Mage Hand and pull the lever, and
Well, I'm not going to pull it yet. I'm going to
Oh,
wait for
okay.
Zavern to get to us because I don't want him
Okay,
to
so
get
you
separated.
jump in, and then Misty Step.
Misty step.
Easily enough, you can do that with the spell.
Just like poop particles going through water, he floats.
I hate it.
All right, so you're all on that side.
DM, I have a question.
Yes.
How wide are the bars? How wide is the space between the bars?
Not huge. Like you couldn't fit through them.
Okay.
But
Artemis
you
could fit through.
Not quite. You're
Okay.
small, but you're not that small. You can see like fish could probably like swim through here, like various types of fish. But you could like you could stick like an arm through and kind of like
Okay.
you know. But I
So,
don't think any of you have long enough arms to be able like Mage Hand will be required to like pull this just because of like the awkward nature of where it is. All right, so you Mage
I
Hand and
will
pull it.
pull the lever.
All right, you pull the lever and the portcullis opens and you see that creature turn and stare at you.
Hang on, DM, how much time has passed? Because I'm going to guess that my bless, which lasts a minute, might
Yeah, your
be
bless
over.
is gone and your
Yep.
emboldening bond at this point is gone.
Okay, I would recast those if we're opening the thing, but I'll let you continue. Sorry.
No, I will say like you've had enough time because Orianna's been messaging back and forth and telling you that she was just waiting for Zavern. So do you want to recast both of those as the gate is opening? Do you want to cast just one of them? Do you want to just cast Emboldening Bond and wait for Bless till the gate fully opens and you go inside? Like you tell me.
We're going to talk first, so I'm just going to do Emboldening Bond.
All right. So who are you doing it on? The same people you did before?
Yes. So that will be let me double
Nemeron,
check.
you, Navari, and Orianna.
Correct.
All right. All right, so you open the gate, and you see that creature turn and stare at you. He just says, "You again! Leave, knaves! I've asked you once before."
Now, clarify something for me, DM. Is he saying that like telepathy? Is he
He is
just
saying
talking in
that.
common? He's just talking in common.
Talking in common.
Okay.
Right now.
In our heads, or like, are we
No,
hearing it
you're
auditorily through
hearing
our
it.
ears?
And his voice carries quite
Okay.
heavily across the water, although it gets lighter as it gets to you, but he is very large, huge, and so he does have a very booming voice and personality. But you watch as that band scatters again and floats off somewhere else north of the room, seemingly heading out.
Oh, great Rayo. My name is Orianna Scarlet. I would like to speak with you.
I don't care who you are. You've invaded my home again. Leave. I asked once
But you
before. You attacked me.
But you don't understand.
I don't
here
care.
For a different. I'm here as a talent agent for the theater above.
Make a deception check for me.
+4?
Yeah, because the emboldening bond
Oh,
is
plus
on
D4.
Orianna.
Sorry, not +4.
Yeah, D4.
Deception. That is a 6 on the die, but I can take 10. So that's a
So
17.
17. Yep.
So 19 total.
Okay, he kind of like eyes you, but he just says, "If you are a talent agent, why did you attack me then?"
We were looking for my mother, who sings at the theater above. We saw some water in her room, and then this other room that had some water in it as well, and we
So
came
are you
to
here for
investigate.
me or here for her?
Originally, we were here for her. But seeing firsthand your talent, I'm willing to discuss speaking to the theater about possibly getting you booked. With some conditions, obviously.
Make another deception check with disadvantage this time, and I'll explain why.
Okay.
You've read all the letters. You know that he is particularly not happy with your mother. He feels like she gets
I
everything,
understand.
and you said you were here for her mainly, and now you've just kind of like changed. So he's kind of obviously jealous.
What? No, I understand. I'll still take 10.
Okay.
$19 again.
Okay. I will just tell you, I rolled a 17 on my dice. His wisdom is a +2.
Well,
He narrows his eyes at you and he says, "You look for your mother. You care nothing for me or my talents. You speak pretty words, but I do not believe you.
I do not
ask again to leave this place."
I understand why you're upset.
You do not understand why I am upset.
You think she gets all the attention.
She does get all of the attention.
And I want to be honest with you, because she is my mother, and I would like to see her return safely.
And there's no bias to your mother. She is perfect.
My mother is far from perfect. But she means much to me. But I want, and I say this from the bottom of my heart, you are an amazing singer. And I would love to see your talent appreciated by the people of Riverend.
Tell me, Actually, hang on. I'm gonna roll for this. Tell me. You say you are talent agent. Why does a talent agent carry an instrument?
I practice
And play it so well, magically.
I practice my own type of magics. I travel a lot. And as I've traveled, I look for amazing talent everywhere I go. Because I love music.
And you have connections with the opera house.
I could arrange something, yes.
Make a deception check again.
I mean, I feel like I could. Alright.
You specifically couldn't. Your mother probably could.
Yeah. Natural one, so I'll take 10.
It's still a natural 1.
But I can take any roll and treat it as 10.
Okay. I'll let that happen.
So 21.
He goes, Then, you bring me a contract? You tell me that we have an opportunity for me to star in an opera. I, the great Rael, will be happy to let you move further within my domain.
I agree to this on one condition. Is my mother safe?
I hardly think that you're in the position to be making conditions to me.
Very well. But I will tell you, if she is dead, it would be very difficult for the theater to trust you enough to feature you in your own opera.
I mean, if your current star is gone, you need a new one. But if you come through on your word, we'll see if Miss Helena is able to be one with the sea.
Can I insight check him to get any kind of sense if my mother is still alive?
Yeah, sure.
Can I get in on that as well, or is this an Orianna thing?
No, I think you're all kind of taking stock of this conversation and
Okay.
trying to...
Yeah, and just to be clear, I'm just trying to get a feel. Is this the kind of creature that would just kill her outright and then not think anything
go ahead,
of it?
Make
that's
the
what I'm
insight,
looking for.
and
I'm not
depending
looking
on
like
depending on what you get.
8.
Okay. Nemron, what specifically are you trying to insight in this?
Are these empty threats, or is he actually going to carry out with your mother's one with the sea type of thing? Like, are the like?
So I will. Yeah. Okay. So I will say when he meant if you make good, we'll see if your mother is one with C. He was more inferring her ability to like breathe within the water.
Oh,
Versus
okay.
because he was saying like if you do good things, I'm not like potentially she'll
That's what he meant. Okay.
she'll figure out a way to be a sea creature and not drown.
Okay.
But you got the sense. Do you get the sense that he will go forward?
Obliterate her.
Very much so. He is
Okay.
a diva of divas, and
Vindictive.
you have dealt with divas.
Scalanus
You
firsthand.
even dated one. Yeah.
Yes, I have.
And you know exactly some of the things that Scalanus has done to people who try to step to him.
So this isn't shade. This is advanced
This
darkness.
is not shade. Yeah.
Okay.
This is very much like fuck around and find out.
And someone fucked around. Okay, cool.
But you get the sense that he very much has a grudge, like with your insight, he very much has a grudge with Helena. But I will say that you also get from that insight with a 27, which is almost a natural 20. He also has, when he speaks about her, he has a grudging respect.
Like admiration, but goddamn, I hate her.
Exactly.
Okay.
He knows she is good at what she does. And so you get the sense that I will say he likely has not killed her yet. Because
Okay.
there is this
She's speaking
game
about her.
recognizes game.
Okay. Has not.
So
killed
you
her.
are
Okay,
left
cool.
you are left with this as he is staring you down, and then he says and then he just says to you as you're all standing there, he just says, "Now, if we finished with all of this crazy talk, then, well, kids, I hate to ink and run." And
Wait.
just this cloud of darkness inks out in front of him, and you lose complete visual. He just says, "But I am a kraken," and then you just hear the. You get the sense that he's gone somewhere, but there is just a cloud of ink that spreads. Let me just make sure of this.
I'll just put myself in the room. Sorry. There you go.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not going to do the battle map because there's no battle happening. But the ink spreads in a 40-foot radius everywhere, and it just covers like the room where he is, and you don't see where he goes. But it's there.
And I'll wait a few seconds before I say, "God damn it, I hate divas."
But you do, I assume, like all the rest of you, file into the room, and then once you do, after a moment or so, you watch as the ink sort of dissipates in the water. No sign of Reo, no sign of any of the band, but you do see the door on the other side, which is the one that you've already experienced before when you opened the area, and you also see another door in the north.
I'll look at Orianna and say, "Well, good news, your mom is alive."
Navari, do krakens have any sort of magical ability that they would be able to use?
Magical ability?
Not like the way he worded, be one with the sea.
Not that I know of. Actually, I'm just gonna roll for her. Yeah. Not that I know of, but it's not like I've met one up close and personal. Most of our ships stayed far clear of any sign of these kinds of creatures. They're not exactly things that you want to be meeting with your ship. Also, I've never met one that sings or talks. So,
So,
Let's
I
get
mean,
out of here.
we have
We
full
need to-
reign of the place. At least we can explore.
No, we are getting out of here. I'm getting a contract now.
Okay.
This is not negotiable.
Good, I'm pretty tired, right, Navari?
Oh no, we're coming right back down.
No.
I'm getting it now. I don't care what it takes.
okay. I'm tired too, but that's what you want to do.
Okay. We need to I need to open this door.
All right. I
Hey.
mean, with enough time, you can get the door open.
Oh, okay.
So it's not impossible. So you guys are swimming your way back up the stairs.
Yes.
Yep.
You can just leave yourself because I'm not gonna
No.
make this map. Anyways. Okay, so you swim back up. I will say you are all like as you get up. It's strange breathing air while also being able to breathe water. It's almost like breathing in like a very moist, humid environment. It's just like a strange feeling, but you're able to breathe fine. But it's just the natural ability to kind of like be able to breathe both right now. That's just like causing the strangeness where normally you would just breathe normally. But yeah,
Time
you
is
make
it?
it's late. You guys had dinner. You then rushed over here, so probably around 7 or 8.
And how
I'm
long
gonna
does the
head
potion
straight.
last?
24
Huh?
hours.
Yeah, water breathing lasts
Okay.
24. The potion that I gave you, there was another potion in like the regular raw that only gives it to you for an hour, but I made it
Okay.
24. So,
Orianna is heading straight towards the office.
okay. So you guys rush up to the like impresario's office, and the office is dark and the door is closed.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
No response.
They probably closed up shop for the day.
Don't you know the person? Couldn't you just message them or send them or something?
She's gonna ask me for the name. That's why I'm checking. I don't think I got his name.
Nope.
Is there a name plaque by the door? Like,
There is the it says impresario Kieran Deet. I'll write it in the
okay. I mean, his name's right there.
Having met him and knowing his name, would I know that that's enough to cast sending?
yeah, you've met him before.
I'm going to cast sending to him.
Okay.
This is Orianna. I need to speak with you immediately. My mother's life is at risk, and I need to speak with you in order to save it.
It takes a moment. You get a startled sort of this is quite strange. Your mother's life. How can I help your mother's life? Shouldn't you go to the guards? You get the sense he doesn't know. He doesn't understand.
Yeah,
sending
he
at
doesn't
all.
understand sending, so I'm gonna have to send again. I will cast sending again.
Okay.
The creature that took her requires something only you can give. Please come to the theater so we can talk about it. I'm begging you.
It is very late, but I will be there in an hour. I'm with my family right now. I need to finish up with my children, put them to bed, and I will be over.
Just kind of nod to myself. He'll be here in an hour. Suggest we take time to rest up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you guys are just waiting.
Um,
If anyone wants to use anything for a short rest, like hit dice or anything like that, you are welcome to. You will get back any short rest abilities that you gain back if you.
DM, I have a question.
Yeah.
For ritual spells for clerics, I don't know if it's the same as with wizards. If I don't have it prepared, I can't cast it as a ritual, right?
No.
Okay,
So with
just making sure.
wizards, because they have the book,
Okay.
they always can cast. Or if you take the ritual caster feat, similarly,
I can pick a spell.
You're yeah, and anytime you get ritual spells or get ritual scrolls, you can scribe them in and then have them always in your book. But
Okay, cool.
for just the ones that you get as part of like your preparation, you have to prepare it, and
Okay.
then you can either cast it as a regular or take the 10 minutes and cast it as a ritual.
Cool. Okay. Just double checking.
Yeah, it's the one thing about
Prepared
about
spellcasters.
prepared spellcasters. You get access to everything, which is very, very nice, but you have to prepare the things that you want, whereas like wizards have to buy spells in order, like they still have to prepare stuff, but they have to buy spells in order to get them in their book.
Yeah.
They don't just get access to the entire wizard school,
Okay.
set.
So
Okay, that's
before
cool.
we take the short rest,
Mhm.
I would use my 2 channel divinity because I get them back on a short rest, and I would heal the party whatever amount they might need. It would
Okay,
be a
so,
total of 4d6 plus 10.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, so you can run through everyone. So just roll the 4d6
Well,
plus
if
10.
he's gonna do that, can I take my hit die back? Because that's gonna be more than enough
Yeah.
to heal me.
Okay, so everyone else gets 16 extra hit points, except for Artemis himself.
I'm back
Alright.
to full. Okay.
But you don't get the Song of Rest because no one used hit
Yeah.
dice.
You have to use a hit die in order to get it.
Is the Song of Rest, is that like a resource the way like my Steps of
No,
Night are? Or is-
the
No.
Song of Rest can
It
happen
just
every
happens.
rest,
Okay.
but you can't use that.
I need to use a hit
extra, you
die.
can't get the
So-
extra hit points unless you use a hit dice.
So DM, I have a question about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. So if I use a hit dice, I get an extra 16, or the 16
You will
happen regardless?
the 16
get this
happen regardless.
26.
The 16 happen regardless.
26.
Oh, sorry, yeah, 26. Everyone gets an extra 26 because it's
26.
plus 10. Yeah, because it's 46 plus 10.
Cool. I'm happy about that then.
So add another
Alright,
10 if
okay.
you only took 16. And then if you want to use a hit dice over and above that, you can also tack on an extra 5.
So my question was, so Nimron has the ability of Steps of Night, which you said is kind of like stepping on darkness. What would that effect be underwater?
So it's technically a fly. So
This is for flavor?
like that was just for flavor. It allows you to use the darkness to fly. In water, you're not flying; you are swimming because there is liquid around you that is holding you back. So it's not just like because you can fly, a current won't affect you. It very much will. It's like if you put a bird underwater, even if it held its breath, it's not going to be able to fly. So that's kind of how it works. Also, fly doesn't really make sense in water because you can swim up or down. So you don't really have the worry of gravity within water in such a respect. So yeah. So Steps of Night would not work in the way that you're hoping, where it just like allows you to just anchor yourself.
Like platforms?
To a point. Yeah. But yeah, good question. Okay, so you wait the hour, maybe like 10 minutes after the hour, and that
Orianna's
your vision is gone at this point. Like the extra vision that you got from Nemeron. You see the doors open up, and the impresario Kiernan steps forward and and you can see he's a bit disheveled. He doesn't have the same sort of coiffed look that he did before. His like shirt's sort of undone. He's just got like a jacket put over. You see, he was kind of like getting ready for an evening's rest. But he's still fairly put together. But he comes in and he says, and he eventually, finds his way to you guys. And he just says, what is this all about? I'm very confused. I don't understand what's going on and why you have not called the authorities.
I apologize, sir. This is not something I think the authorities are best
You said a
capable.
creature.
Yes, it is underwater.
Okay, what exactly can I do for an underwater creature?
It is an intelligent creature that sings, and it would like to perform here in the theater.
I'm
We're
sorry.
not pulling your leg.
Sings quite well, actually.
Okay.
It is quite a good singer, and if it's true to its word, I would be remiss to not allow such a beautiful voice to be heard by the people of River, and indeed maybe even the world.
I'm sorry. You want me to allow a sea creature who apparently has taken your mother to sing
I want
on
you
my
to write a
stage?
contract. I promise this creature a
I
contract.
am calling
in
the
exchange.
authorities and getting them
Sir.
involved in this.
Sir, please, I'm begging you. And I'll just kind of like, just
Go ahead and make a persuasion.
okay. I would love it if I actually rolled good for once tonight.
You know this great place called SeaWorld where it won't be abused at all?
17.
Wow, you gotta be kidding me. Well, I'm gonna take 10, so it's 23. Because that's a 4 on the die. I've literally not rolled above 10 except once.
Okay. You say this. This is- Well, I run the opera. I do not own the opera house. Contracts are not just made by me. They have to be enforced by those who do own this house, this opera house. I work for them, but ultimately any talent choices must go through their approval. So I can try to help you, but I need to get other parties involved in this.
I understand. At the very least, would you be able to just write up the contract? It does not need to be official. It does not need to be
And
law.
how are you going to take this contract underwater?
Does need to be waterproof.
I don't have this. I am not I am a man who runs an opera house with musicians and people and singers. I am not part of what is going on in the world outside, demons and sea creatures and magical spells. This is not my wheelhouse.
DM, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is the paper I took from Piper's journal, is that waterproof? Or is it just normal floppy paper?
Did you take it just in the water with you? Did you have it
was
in
in my
that
bag.
building?
It was in my
You ha-
bag? My bag.
Then pulling it out, it is mush.
Damn it. Okay.
It was not like a spell book.
It was not magical. Okay, that's fine.
Did not leave behind her spell book. Yeah. That you know of. He just says to you, if we got maybe some high officials who have magic abilities, we could maybe figure this out. This is why I would like to call the authorities to help with this. perhaps even the triumvirate itself. This is a serious thing. If there's a sea creature under the opera house that has stolen our talent.
I don't know how long she has. Every minute could be her last.
I
Please.
want to help you, but I also have to follow my own guidelines. If you can get someone who can approve this, I will do it for you. But I will not break my job and law and everything else for this story, which I believe you. I believe that there is something wrong here. But you are asking me to trust you and your friends who I do not know very well. I know you, Orianna, because you have been here many a year. But you also are not in the greatest standing with our government right now. And I have children and a family. So please, if you could call me, then I assume you can call some officials or find the right people, and we can get this done quickly.
I think we've done what we can to save her for this next conversation. I think she's worth it in this person's eyes to keep alive.
Of course she is. Not only is she an amazing talent, but she is a good woman. She has been here many years. And she is a dear friend of mine. But I am not... I am not anything like her. And sea creatures and fantastical beasts who want to sing on my stage. I don't even know how that would be possible. And again, this is not all on my shoulders. I run this opera. I manage this opera, but I don't own it. And it is strange that you do not want to involve anyone else.
And I don't know how much longer she has.
And you seem to think you can just take this contract down to this sea creature and everything will be perfectly fine.
Seem pretty desperate for a gig.
And if the sea creature follows you up here and finds out that these words are not true, if he can be up here, or she, or whatever it could harm people up here? If we have lied to it?
Well, we don't even know if it can even survive out of the water. It's the worst part.
If it could have survived out of the water, there wouldn't have been able to get Oriana's mother.
Okay, that's
It's like
fair.
a fish tank up here or something.
I will just say, I remember last session, it has things that work for it.
Oh, true.
It likely was not, given how huge it is,
It didn't have.
it
didn't
likely was
work.
not the thing that came out and did the mom napping. It was likely something else that could get in and out fairly. Like, you remember how big that creature was. Not to say you don't know, it could potentially surface, but there'd probably be some damage somewhere of it trying to like slop itself through the halls and stuff like that. So you get the sense that Rayo was likely not the one that came out to get Helena. But yeah, he's there and he's pleading. He says, again, you want me to help. I want to help. But I also have to think about all of my patrons, all of the people here in the city. We also have this strange occurrence happening outside of our city borders. So you want me to bring some strange sea creature in while we're trying to keep strange creatures out?
I'm going to close my eyes and focus for a moment. Reach down to the tome. I could make him listen to me. But is that what a true leader would do? I need your guidance now. She's my mother. Please.
You do so. Are the rest of you doing anything?
Look, I'm tired. Can you just come down, listen to it sing or something really quickly? Then we can get out of here. So I at least thinks that we're making progress. And then maybe we'll get the mom back. And
I'm sorry. You want me to go in water?
it's very wet, yes.
I'm going to have to politely decline your offer.
Well, then who do we need to talk to? What are their names?
Who
You
do they
wish-
work for?
You wish
Where's
to
your
speak.
daddy? What does he do?
You wish to speak to the people who can approve. Of course, you could get high government officials, but the owners of the opera happen to be Adelbert Humphreys. I'll write this down for you. Adelbert Humphreys and Francine Gosh.
Awesome name for somebody who owns an opera.
They are the owners. They have a partnership. They are also within. They are often pulled into high political dealings. So you may find them within the Dragonstone Citadel. I believe they might have homes there. I do not visit very often, but they are well renowned. They are well known, and they do have special seats within the magistrate due to their business dealings and what they have done for the nation and the city. So you are welcome to speak with them if you can, and get their approval if they are willing to see you, or try government connections if you have those. Like I said, or the authorities could potentially, if this is a very important situation, could expedite you trying to see them, because I don't know if you try to go knock on their doors at 9 o'clock at night or 9:30, or by the time you get there 10, I don't know. But if you try to knock on their doors, I don't know if they are going to be so pleased to see you or to hear you through their comm system speak of a strange sea creature who kidnapped your mother. But there are options. Please use them, or speak with the authorities, or have me go to the authorities to help you. It is up to you. You need to tell me what you wish to do, and I will do my best to assist.
Orianna, like, while he's been just saying that he's not able to write up the contract and everything, her fists have just been kind of clenched around her book. Her eyes closed, and tears are just kind of trickling out from her eyes.
I cannot stay here all night with you. If you wish to try these avenues, or you wish for me to go to the authorities, please tell me.
Zavrin,
He's looking at all of you, and like waiting
Zavrin,
for someone to
yeah.
give him a response, because he has family to get back home to, children and a wife.
Zavrin probably notices Oriana's fingers gesturing in a way he's seen before.
Okay.
Does anyone else notice that?
I don't think anybody else has seen it.
I've seen it.
Oh, then Rena would notice it too.
okay,
But
that's
I
right.
will say, anyone who wants to can make a perception check. I'm not going to do it for Navari because I don't think Navari would care. So
I also
Nemeron,
probably wouldn't know
you
what it looks
don't.
like.
No, it's fine. I wouldn't have cared if I didn't notice.
Artemis, if you want to.
Retta doesn't care.
Everett's tired,
Artemis,
man. He's going to sleep.
Oh,
you.
I didn't mean to roll it.
Yeah, you don't
Didn't
need
matter.
to, Rena. You recognize it. Artemis, you do see. You're not sure what it is, but it's definitely somatic for a spell potentially.
Oriana, if you could think just for a moment here. We just need time to decide what would be the best course of action.
I will give you this time. My uh, uh he takes he goes to his office, opens his office, quickly runs in, and grabs a piece of paper, writes something down, and comes back to you, closing and locking his office. He says, "This is my address. You can take this time, if you would like to, if you would like to create this contract and you get what you need, and you need me, please, you are welcome to visit. Of course, my doors are open, even if it is very late at night. I definitely want to help resolve this. You've also somehow managed to contact me. It seemed like some kind of magic. I did not understand it, but if you also wish to do that, you're welcome to. Or if the authorities come to me, of course, I will make sure to help in whatever way I can. But please, and he hands it over to like Orianna's like kind of crying. He'll just hand it to Nemeron, kind of standing there, as like Artemis is comforting Orianna or whatever. And then he's just gonna like nod and he's gonna say, "I hope you are able to get the assistance that you need. Please do keep me updated." And he'll begin to start walking out.
Stay safe on your way home.
As he's like turning to walk away, Oriana whispers just loud enough for Artemis to hear, "I could stop him. I could make him help."
No, we're
None
gonna
of
get
that,
in
man.
trouble. It's not a good idea. I've seen this. I must stop this. You must not do this.
She closes her hand.
Okay. He eventually makes his way for the door, opens it, and closes it. And you are all left in sort of this open foyer area of the opera house, contemplating exactly what your next step might be to deal with this situation. And as you're all kind of standing there silently going over possible options, watching Oriana's face fall, that is where we're going to take our break for tonight. So don't go anywhere. Please stick around. We will just be getting a drink, stretching our legs, using the restroom, and we will be back here shortly to figure out what is the play for the six going forward, and what they will choose to do in this most dire of situations. See you in just a few. All right, guys. So you are in. We come back, and you guys are in the front of the um, opera house, and you have your whole group. You have decisions to make. Um, you are getting later in the evening. You have still it's probably been maybe like 2 hours actually probably maybe 2.5 now since you drank the water breathing potions. So you still got a good 21 or so hours left.
Orianna
As-
just kind of, as Kiernan leaves, Orianna just kind of falls to her knees and is just like holding her stomach, feeling like she's gonna puke.
Navari will just like place a hand on your shoulder and just be like, Orianna, we'll figure this out. Probably don't barf on the carpet here if we want to make a good impression. But we'll find your mom. We could go back in now.
You still have time.
I'm fine with
Water breathing
stabbing.
and
I'm
life
fine with
flights.
stabbing a kraken. It's not something I've done before, but hey,
You could take a
there's
crack
time
at
for
it.
everything.
Or we could just go wake up some rich people.
Don't
That
know
too.
at this point. I'm
Look at it this way. You spin it as if they don't save your mother, think about how much revenue they are going to lose.
if we go down there and it escapes, she's dead. Because it knows now. And if we can't get someone or something to help us with getting this contract thing figured out, I don't know how much longer. I don't want to lose her.
Then let's go. Let's do something. The longer we wait, the more we risk something happening to your mother. So we need to make a decision. We need to do something now. Because we are, as you said, unlimited time.
I think if we were to talk to somebody, we'd really upset them. At what time is it, DM?
It's I think at this point like 9:30, 10.
Again, you spin it as something where they care about themselves in this thing. And if you say that their bottom dollar is threatened, that's going to be something that they might take seriously. The worst that can happen is that we go, we ask to see them, and they say come back in the morning. But best to try, at least to see if we could get in touch with someone tonight or now.
Rihanna's gonna reach up for the copper pin again. This one.
At this Navari will also just speak up, and she's just gonna say, I didn't say this while you were down there talking, and then you got kind of all uppity like you normally do, and then we rushed here. But obviously I wanted to let you do your talking and figure out whatever you wanted to figure out. There's something weird about Rayo, the Kraken.
What?
I don't know what, but it looks like a smaller Kraken. It looks young. I'm not an expert. I've only seen a couple, and like I said, from a distance. But there's just something off about it. I can't tell you what, but something's not adding up. That's all I can say.
Like it's secretly hiding a general kind of weird. 'Cause
Library, maybe?
that's a bigger
like,
problem.
like, there's something more to it? Like it's hiding something else?
That is true. Why would a kraken be extremely intelligent and be singing opera underneath the opera house? Krakens don't do that normally. I don't know.
I mean, krakens are intelligent
Oh, yeah.
creatures, but
Are they musical?
I
though?
agree. No, that's like I said before. Never seen that before. Most of the time, it's just like, and then they grab ships and then they crush them and all the people die. So, but yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I noticed that when we were down there. I just didn't have a good opportunity to say it, and I didn't really want to say it in front of his face, in case he's.
Navari, do you think if I let someone have that better sight that I gave to Nimron a while ago, that true seeing, that might illuminate a better picture of what you're trying to understand? Would that be worth giving you for an investigation towards this creature?
Potentially. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know if it's some kind of illusion. Generally, like, my eyes are pretty good. I can see that kind of stuff. But I don't know. Yeah, potentially if you're, I don't know what that does, but it could help. But I can't guarantee anything. And if it's something important, that's on you. That's up to you.
Is there magic that can turn someone into a kraken? Like permanently? Because I know people can turn into animals, but they revert back up for a time.
Navari just looks at you like,
No, that's fair.
I stab
does-
things?
True.
That does make some sense. If you think about it, krakens don't sing, as you was saying earlier, or she was saying earlier.
I mean, what if this was a previous patron who was scorned, like a scorned bride?
What if it was some genius, like singer thing that people thought, oh, this is a weird creature, I don't like it, and so they hid it underneath there, and the people who own it actually did that. And then I think I saw a story about that once. Just think. That it was like a singing genius.
Oriana's just gonna pull the copper pin out of her hair.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one person who I think cares about my mother and can help us.
Are you gonna call your dad?
Going up higher the chain of command. Cade, I believe I found what creature has taken my mother. This is desperate, and I know it's late, but can we talk, please?
This actually takes a few minutes. And you hear, Orianna, not a good time right now. And you could swear, like, almost in the background of the message, you can hear stuff. Your mother, I will help when I can get back.
Can I focus in on what I'm hearing in the background?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Gosh, this is not gonna go well based on how I've been rolling. 5.
Hard to tell. But he seems like winded and in the midst of something.
My man.
I will give you that it's definitely not sexual. It sounds like he's like exerting himself in some way, not pleasurable. Like he sounds like he might be a little hurt.
Are you okay?
He's not going to be able to help. Not immediately. Not in any
But yeah, you did get the sense that he
sense of
has
speed.
heard your plea and will assist you when he can. But it might not be tonight.
To be fair, we never gave him a timeline of when we would get him that contract.
The longer we wait, the more likely she is gone.
I'll say, Nemeron, with your 27 insight, you get the sense that
The clock is ticking.
yeah, he's not like he was ready to blast you the fuck out of his domain again, and held off because he actually believed that okay, maybe you will actually honor your word and do what you say you will do if you love your mother this much. But she's already been gone almost 24 hours now. You get the sense that you could potentially wait days, weeks. You're not like he didn't give you a timeline. You didn't give him a timeline, but he also did not give you a timeline either.
I mean, are you okay with breaking another law?
And again, he has more leverage, right? He knows
Yeah.
he has more leverage right now than you do. Like the chips are all in his the
In his
balls in
hand.
his court because he's never had the stage. If he still doesn't get it,
He's fine.
he got something else that he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more like he's waiting on you to see if you're going to make good. So I will say that because you did really, really well. You almost got a natural 20.
Breaking and entering, maybe?
How? What we break into?
I mean, his office. There could be some official stamps and seals. Get at least 1 out of 3.
What? Forge a document? It's an intelligent creature. I'm not running that risk.
You're willing to suggest him, so we could go and suggest the
He-
creature.
And if he resists it,
But that makes no sense. They said they don't have the authority to uphold it. So, like, either you go to the people who have the correct authority and then get the paperwork and things that you need, and then we get this taken care of as quickly as we possibly can, or you try to do it the shady way and risk getting caught, and your mother will perish anyway out of his spite of you trying to deceive him. So
Or we go
what
stab
risk
it.
are you willing to take? Or we go stab it, but then at that time we still have to go find where she is. And you also don't know whether or not this thing has some sort of magic that they are using to keep her alive. So if they were to die, and they are no longer holding that magic over your mother to keep them alive, it's a risk no matter which way you take. But I think if you want to try to, make this
Quicker.
bad, horrible thing into something that might work out in the long run, maybe talk to the right people. That is my suggestion, is, it's better to do what you say you are trying to do than to try to continue to deceive. Because obviously, either your choices are to fight this thing and get rid of it, and we try to find your mother before her time runs out, or you take the necessary time to do things the right way. because I personally am not willing to continue to try to do things like forging papers and doing things like that, especially when we told Cade that, we were trying to have our names be good. If we get caught again trying to forge papers and things like that, we are dragging our names through the mud. You have to think about the long-term goals. We can't just decide to do these things continually and keep doing things in the wrong way. What path are we going to take?
I mean, to be fair, it was just a suggestion. I mean, it's the quickest way I can think of. Get the document and go. But
I know,
that makes sense, though.
But sometimes the right way to do things is not always the quickest
Navarre and I
or
know
the
that well.
easiest.
We could also
Wait,
try
what?
to sneak through that place. See where
You
she's being
could.
held. Hey,
I
I'm-
cannot sneak through.
Okay, I'm just offering suggestions because we're putting everything out on the table, and that doesn't break the law.
He gave us free reign to peruse his home. But
Yeah.
He did not intend that, I don't think. And if he finds us, what are we going to do? Does a creature like that even sleep? Like, how?
That I don't know, actually. That's a good question. I have not thought about that. I wonder if they poop.
probably they eat enough
Probably.
things. Like a whale, filter feeding.
It's interesting. Does it
That
like
what the
it has a
black
bunch of
stuff
anyway.
was.
Maybe. No, that's like ink.
Ugh.
That's like more like pee, I think.
I don't like it.
I mean,
Oh,
no.
good to know. Just want to let you know that ink poisonous. Bad news. Don't swim through it. It's like who wants to drink someone else's pee, right?
Well, you'd be surprised.
Okay, I'm not judging.
The drag queens are wild. I'm just saying that.
Reddit is just seriously looking at you like,
I mean, 2 girls, 1 cup.
I don't think we're going back in tonight. I don't think that's smart. Because if it finds us, it'll know that we're not getting a contract for it.
Zavrin and I have to be doing stuff tomorrow.
Like 6 hours.
But wait. 4 in the morning?
Well, we got 2 hours of other stuff, 8-hour rest.
Hours of getting out of bed,
Oh, you mean like if we went to bed right now and then had to help, we'd have like 2 hours before we had to get to our thing.
Yeah, the thing.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's true.
I'd rather not die out there.
But then we'd have to like get up super early and
Yeah.
So I mean, we can again. Let's
go back to the estate.
maybe there's something in
I
your
don't
mom's room that
think
can
we'll
help
go-
us.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
All right, so you guys are heading back to the Scarlet Estate. You exit the Opera House. The guards kind of like nod at you, giving a bit of a look, but not questioning. And you eventually make it back to Orianna's parents' house. And at this point, it's probably 10:15 or so.
Sorry, Zavin, try your best to get positioned within the city if you can. If not, then please make your way back to the theater as soon as you're done. Have a good rest. Try not to die out there.
So you don't want us to wake up early to go somewhere before we have to do our community service stuff?
No, I don't think we're going to be able to take care of this thing in a timely manner.
Okay.
Not if we're doing this the right way.
you could
Right.
always write a missive of some sort and have it sent now, because there's going to be some sort of servants with these rich people who will answer the door and be able to give it to them first thing in the morning.
I'll do that. And I'll just start pulling out some paper and writing letters to
Adelbert and Francine?
Adelbert and Francine, yep.
Okay. Easy enough to do. Navari is just like, okay, well, I'm super tired.
Good night.
Guys,
he's gonna-
don't do what we do.
gonna head off to get some rest before having to get up in the morning and head back out into the fray. Orianna, you write the letters. What are you basically saying in them? You don't have to tell me word for word, but just what are you trying to convey?
I'm trying to convey that there is...
Are you asking them for a meeting? Are you like, what are you doing?
I'm asking them for a meeting in the morning, and that it is of the utmost urgency.
Okay.
Helena Scarlet's life may be on the line.
Okay. You basically write that out, and you have one of your house staff run it out to the manors of the two owners of the opera house easily enough. Anything else anyone else wants to do?
I have more stuff, but I'll let everybody else go in case they have something.
I would talk with Avandra and
Okay.
say, so we fought this like Kraken beast, and I don't know anything about it, but it wasn't friendly to us, and Navarre seems to think that it's something strange. I don't know much more to say about it, but we're going to try to get to Oriana's mom back. And I told Liz that we might be in some trouble. I guess I'm trying to let people know that we're trying to do good in the world. And I thank you, Avandra, for keeping us safe in that whirlpool. I appreciate what you've done. And then I'll go over and chat with Zavrin for a second and ask, Zavrin, how are you feeling? I know that you got the tattoos and stuff, and you got your dad over there. How are you doing?
Hanging in there. Been worse, been less tired.
And are you feeling okay with what we're doing here with trying to coordinate this plan and talk with this creature and make a truce? Is that something you'd want to do, or would you rather fight it?
It's not my mother. It's up to Orianna, really.
Very well. Yeah. I took some of your ability there, and I was able to talk when there was no air. I don't know if you didn't see it because you were out traveling,
No,
but I
you
did
did
this
it.
thing where I could talk to him, and I sent a spell out. I didn't do anything, but I tried, and it worked. I didn't lose any air.
Well, just keep on working on it. Little shoulder bump. That was pretty frail, so I mean.
You're getting stronger.
Thanks.
Those
these-
bony fingers.
These water aerobics we're doing late at night.
That belt of storm giant strength. It just becomes like
Er,
and it's
Well-
like you just have these two tiny like peg legs, no leg day.
It's all brain day up here, baby.
I need the Zavrin buff character art with chicken legs.
Yeah.
Oh, Skip's legs day. I love that.
Yeah. Sorry, Artemis, anything else?
No, that'd be it with Zavrin.
Okay. Anyone else you want to speak to?
I don't know if I have do I have spells available? Yeah, I would definitely message my mom, I think. That'd be a good one to do sending to. And ask, how are you? I'm making a difference over here in Reverend. I love you a lot. And I think about you frequently. I hope to see you soon.
Just takes a moment before you hear. Oh, that's wonderful. I know you're doing great things. We're good here. That strange hole in that tavern is a bit weird, but I think they have it figured out. You just take care now. Get home safe eventually. Anything else?
Okay.
Nemeron?
I think I'll just go, outside to the closest. There's a fountain in the courtyard somewhere, right? Hopefully.
Sure, we can say there is one.
Okay, cool. So I'll
Why
just sit next.
not?
It's a fantasy. No, I'm sorry. I'll go and sit by the sound of running water at least.
Okay.
And just think how seeing this whole ordeal with Oriana's mom, realize that it's getting closer to the anniversary of my mom, and just sort of reminisce that this is the first time in over however long ago she died, 20 years I think, 18 years, that I won't be able to go see her. So I guess I'm gonna try to put my best foot forward for Oriana so she doesn't have to go through this either, and just
Okay.
meditate on that feeling.
Got it.
Then I'll go back inside and go to bed.
Alright. You take a moment, feel the stars and the moon shine down on you. Feel a gentle sense of a little bit of calm serenity in the craziness of everything that's going on. And for a moment almost feel like a gentle hand squeezes your shoulder before you head off back inside.
Okay.
Rena, anything?
I would say wherever her room is, don't know what it overlooks, but she'd probably just sit at the window for a little bit, looking out, wondering
It
where
looks
the
out
heck.
over sort of the garden in the back.
Yeah, she's just kind of wondering where the heck Cal's house is, and just kind of stewing over that a little bit, and then goes to sleep.
Oriana?
Oriana's gonna go to her mother's room
Mhm.
and just kind of look around, not like rifling through her stuff, just seeing if there's anything that she gets like a sense of magic from or something that might help find her something, anything.
Go ahead and make a perception check. Actually, let's do investigation because you're kind of like looking through her stuff.
26. Finally rolled well.
Yeah. With a 26, you don't really get anything like magical. You do find in a drawer by the nightstand a book with a small lock on it. It's got like it's just like a red book. Doesn't have like a title on it or anything like that. But has like a little just lock. And you do also find on her vanity a locket with pictures of you and your father within it, and you just know generally she takes it off for performances, but when she's not performing, like, it's always around her neck. It's just to keep her family close, basically.
Like
A golden just like locket that opens up and has a picture of Axel and you.
just kind of put my hands on the items. Please be safe. And I'm going to cast sending to her.
Mhm.
Mama, if you can hear this, please tell me you're safe. trying to help you. I'm trying to find you. Does the name Braille mean anything to you? It's my last 5th level. Or no, wait, no. Sending's a
A
third.
third.
Oh, but I'm out of thirds. Yeah, I'm out of thirds. That's right.
You send it, and same thing as before occurs. Like the message, the sending goes somewhere, but abruptly gets cut as if it's being denied.
And remind me, this is not like something's blocking it. It's being received, quote unquote.
It's not being
but
received.
not-
Something is blocking it.
Okay.
But it's like you know the difference between when your message attempts to get to someone and
Who's dead?
they don't exist anymore. Like
Yeah.
their soul does not exist in the realm or in another realm. This is not that feeling. It's not like their soul doesn't exist. It's like the messages you're trying to send just aren't passing through wherever they are.
And then I'm going to pull out my tome and turn to the back pages where I write to Asmodeus.
Yeah, and in when you open the book, you do see writing there.
What's it say?
I'm not your salvation for every problem. You need to figure your own path out.
She's gonna put down the quill that she had in her hand. I understand. I'm sorry. I understand. True leader would think clearly. They wouldn't let their mind get clouded and jumbled. So they reach out to any option. They would approach the problem and find a solution within their power. I'm sorry if I acted emotionally.
Nemron, did you tell the others what you inferred from the
Yeah, I would have let them know.
Kraken? Okay. Orianna, go ahead and just make a general intelligence check for me.
Intelligence. Natural 20, 26.
All right. With a natural 20, with a 26. As you're like sitting there and trying to like sort of calm your thoughts, you have multiple options here. You can get the owners of the opera. You can try to get Cade's help. You can go back in and do what Navari said, potentially try to scout or stealth your way through. You can fight this creature. What you do know is based on what Nemeron said, this creature hasn't killed. It seems like this creature hasn't killed your mother yet. If he was that angry and vindictive, like, why not kill her as soon as he had her? As soon as he has the opportunity? Um, like Nemeron said, he has some grudging respect for her. Also, your mother, has some abilities, so she's probably not. It's probably just not like a one and done, and it just can just like point at her and off she goes. So you get the sense of like, no matter what you do, it's not necessarily one mistake and this thing turns around and murders indiscriminately. Like you said, it has some intelligence. It knows what it wants. So it's not that you don't have any understanding of the situation and that everything is going to ride on whatever decision you make right now. Thinking clearly, as much as this creature has leverage over trying to get what it wants, you kind of have a little bit over it because you know that it is not just cold-blooded, an abyssal creature that just wants chaos and destruction. Take that as you wish, but like sitting down and like putting all the puzzle pieces together, it does not feel like if you snuck in and got caught, it would just turn around and snap your mother's neck or something like that. You have some opportunity here, and you know that. How you want to play that is up to you. But I want to give you that because taking stock and realizing acting emotionally is just making things more confusing. You realize like you need to have a clear head in order to handle this. So yeah, that's what you know. But I will say, based on what Nemeron said, if you do mess with this creature in some way and don't rectify it within a certain period of time, that could be very, very bad. For instance, if you do try to forge a contract and make it believable enough, and this creature goes along with it and finds out at some point that it's a lie, that could be very bad for a lot of people. So you have to be smart about how you do this and what you choose, what ultimately you choose to do here.
Oriana's just gonna walk over to like her dresser or something and find like a shirt or a sweater or something that like just smells like her, and she's just gonna take it with her to her room and kind of hold it in her arms as she goes to bed.
All right, you do so. You all head to sleep to get some rest after a potentially harrowing day that almost went very poorly early on, but you managed to turn it back around. You all are able to get a long rest without issue. Orianna, your brain runs a mile a minute, and it takes a while for you to get to sleep, but eventually you do. And though you're plagued by a few nightmares of potential scenarios that could go very poorly, or what your mother could be enduring, you're able to still get a rest and wake up in the morning tired but not exhausted, and ready to figure out which way to turn. Zavrin, you and Navari get yourselves ready, and eventually you all convene at the breakfast area. And Navari just turns to the rest of you and says, well, we
Have
have
fun.
to go? Yeah.
Community service, that's your fault.
Did the crime, now we're doing the time. Got some
Yep.
demons to kill.
We'll do our best to make friends in the military. I also have that contact that maybe I can circle back
Alright.
with after we're done. But yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think I should go without a hitch, hopefully.
I gave them more information. Hopefully it gets us something.
Okay.
Like waves and starts to head out. Zavrin, you do too?
Yes.
You do the worm.
Did the worm out.
Alright. So the four of you are left. Sitting around the breakfast area.
How are you feeling? Other than
Calmer.
plagued by,
I feel calmer now. I'm not going to say better because she is still missing, but
Okay. A little
getting
more level-headed.
emotional like that and freaking out wasn't helping anybody, and I'm sorry.
It was a valid reaction. I mean, your mom's missing, so. But missing, but still alive. That's at least a silver lining somewhere.
I have a couple of ideas.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask the servants if there was a response to the letter yet.
It's still fairly early, so they let you know, no, not yet, but perhaps in the next couple of hours as the world wakes.
I sent off letters to the owners of the theater asking for a meeting and that it is urgent. Perhaps something can be gained that way.
Okay. Maybe an actual approved
Navari
contract.
mentioned that there was something off about the Kraken, which makes me think that maybe your theories were right. Maybe this isn't originally a Kraken. Maybe this is something that became one, or was turned into one, or was exposed to something, or whatever. I don't know, but it is strange that it has such a personality, and that its personality is so diva.
Diva-ish, yeah.
So, if someone is interested in going to the library, perhaps it is worth looking up the Great Rail and seeing if there is something.
I already did that. The only thing that came up was that the name is from Abyssal and Primordial. What is it? Sorry, let me look at my notes. Out of character. Hold on.
It's
know where to go.
old.
It's a blend of Primordial, Common, and Abyssal, and it just means flowing or sacred stream. Nothing about if the Great Rail was a person. Nothing if what happened to their demise if they died, which I'm pretty sure they did. That doesn't really provide anything. Just origins and etymology. But I was thinking maybe, how long has your mom been at the Opera House?
As long as I've known,
As long as you've been alive?
pretty much. I
Probably
mean,
longer than that.
Okay.
I mean, she probably didn't start off as the premier, but
She got there eventually. Who
that
Who
not say?
was
Why
the-
do only you get to sing? Yeah.
I was gonna ask, who was the one before? Who was the gem of the Opera House before your mom became one?
Perhaps that is something to look up at the library.
Maybe in the Opera House logs or the ledgers.
I mean, the library would have it. It's public figures. I would
That's
imagine.
fair.
Orianna, go ahead and make a history check.
Would be something my history would probably cover. 22.
Okay. With a 22, you remember when you were younger, your mother wasn't the headliner. She did shows, and she was part of shows, and she was starting to become more prominent. But there was another star. Her name was Fraulein Hazel Summers. And she was sort of the star of the opera, but she was getting older, and you do remember your mother sometimes having like meetings with her and things like that, and you remember that she was sort of like a mentor for your mother, but eventually she retired. She has a place in Riverend, and still often attends the opera to watch, and has like her own box seats, but made her career and was happy to kind of let it all go as she grew older and became like a grandmother, wanted to look after her own family. You do know that her family, she had a daughter and a son. Neither of them went into the arts. Both of them, one's a merchant, the other's military.
What about her grandchildren? Do I know anything about them?
They're still very young.
Okay.
Like fairly young. Probably in
Younger
their,
than me?
like, yeah, probably in their teens.
Ori, okay. The Fraulein Hazel Summers. She was the prima donna. I don't know what you call a lead opera performer.
I don't think it's for Madonna. It's First Lady.
She was the one before my mother, but they had a great relationship. I mean, she might know more people who. I mean, maybe she know. My mother, after Kate and the Triumvirate came to the house,
Mhm.
we all have skeletons in our closet.
What do you mean?
That's what she said. We all have skeletons in our closets.
Do you? Your mom told you that about the Triumvirate, or she just said that out of nowhere?
She said it, reprimanding me when I had the Triumvirate come here after our experiences in the tomb.
I mean, maybe literally we were just in a tomb. Skeletons. I know that's probably not what she meant, but
What if she
was trying to warn you.
Fraulein Summers would know? If she had a rival? If there was someone that she surpassed or beat out for?
Or overshadowed.
Yeah.
DM, I have a question.
Mhm.
Based on those letters, or I guess they probably weren't dated, but how old would you say they were, or how long were they like in the room or in the folded away in the drawers wherever they were? Like would I notice that at all? Would I have noticed that when I was like investigating and digging through?
Just like trying to think of like the. You would know that they are in the past few years.
Okay.
Like it takes a very long time for paper to like yellow and age.
Yeah. Well,
So it's not that old that it's like 20,
crumbly.
20 years ago or something like that.
Okay.
But without dates on them, it's kind of hard to know how recent. Like some of them could be a couple of years old, some of them could be within this current year, some of them could be within the current month or months, some could be within the last
Yesterday.
week or days. You don't
Okay, that's
really
fair.
know.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to ask. And
I think we
especially if you
should.
beseech
She
the
lives.
fact that, you know, your mom's missing, she might be more willing to help out an old friend, or at least the descendants of one.
She lives in Riverend too, so it would not take long.
I mean, I do still want to stop at the library to check at least ledgers or something, you know.
You could split up again, 2 and 2. Rather, I'm sure you don't want to go back to the library if you can avoid it, yeah?
I'll go with you, Rana, wherever you want to go. I haven't spent much time with you.
Well, I'm going to Fraulein Summers. I want to talk to her.
Okay.
So, who wants to go with me and who wants to go to the library?
The library sucks. I'm not gonna lie. You guys don't have to come with me if you don't want to.
Rana, do you have a preference?
Rana, I don't want this to sound like I'm manipulating you, but now that you know who Cal is, you could look him up.
I could help you with that.
I can speak to Fraulein Summers alone if you want. She's a family friend, essentially. I don't think it's going to be hard for me to get a brief meeting with her at the very least.
I don't know that I'm ready to face Cal in a calm manner. But I think I would at least like to maybe see where he lives. I don't think, little chef, that I would need you to sit with me, because essentially I will just be watching for a bit. But when would I need to be back with you all? I am definitely not going to let you go back down there by yourselves.
Well, I don't think it's smart of us to go back before Navari's back and Zavin are back.
I would agree with that. I say we meet back at the house.
Maybe around...
You do know that by the time they get back and you guys head back to the opera house, your water breathing is likely going to be gone.
Even...
It's 24 hours. You did it basically just after you got there to go down. You've slept. They have their full day of work. You maybe will have 15, 20 minutes left. And it depends on how long it takes to get whatever it is you're doing. Like, who knows, dependent on your information, depending on what you do. That's if you go right after they finish, you go straight there and have everything ready to go to do whatever you need, whatever it is that you're seeing that you need to do. So I just want to make you guys aware of that, because it is 24 hours, and I think you have one potion left.
Like an hour. Scheiße.
I mean, how hard do you think it would be to make one of those potions?
Not, not in a few hours, no.
Fair.
I mean, we might be able to go back to the shop and see if they have more, request more or something. I don't know, but
How much was each potion?
I
TM?
believe it's 200
For one?
for one, yeah. Each one was 200, so the 5 were 1,000, and I believe the person asked if you needed more to like let them know ahead of time, because it's not something that they just. I think originally you asked for 6, and they were like, "We don't even have that." Like,
Hmm.
I mean,
again, you
worst
guys are in
case-
war. You guys are in like wartime.
Yeah.
Remember, like, cities are being attacked by demons.
Supplies are limited. Yeah.
I mean, worst case scenario, we can pass the hat back and forth. It's not ideal.
Would that work?
It would work for refreshing air.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yep.
in the middle of a
that's fair.
combat, in the middle of a fight with a baby kraken or whatever this thing is, who knows how easily we'd be able to pass it around? But I mean, it's
Or be
doable.
caught in a whirlpool.
That was just a back door to the same room.
I
Well,
mean,
you
Navari,
missed. There was another door. You
Yeah.
remember?
Navari and one other person could theoretically breathe down there easily enough with the hat and her armor. And then we have one potion left for an emergency. Personally, I would prefer if we can hold on to that for my mother in case she's deep, deep underwater and we're not going to be able to get her out.
So worst case scenario, 2 people go down there. Navari and the helmet. Or the
I mean, if we're going down there to fight, we're all going down there. Potions or no potions. We're not going to stand a chance going in half-cocked like we did.
fair.
The only question is, would we be able to risk expending air and passing the cap between us? I mean, DM, is it an action to speak the word?
Mhm.
So,
just
I mean,
to get it activated is just
it would take a moment to activate it and catch your breath. Yes. So, I mean, in an emergency, somebody's drowning. They only have a tiny little breath of air left. Put it on their head, have them speak the word,
Did
and then
they
they
have
can
any?
breathe.
Did they have any more of those hats or anything else at the enchanter place?
We can double check. I mean, I asked them if they had anything else. They did not say that they did. So, I mean, we can ask, but we could also try and talk to Cade and see if there's any sort of military gear that we can requisition for this. Maybe they have their own caps in a more fashionable
Fashionable one.
design. Or maybe they have something even better. Who knows?
I mean, that's fair. But I maybe it was speaking with Fräulein Hazel Summers would be beneficial.
So here's what I think talking to her gets us.
Mhm.
If there is a rival of my mother's that was scorned or mistreated in some way by her or the theater or whatever, that gets us information about potentially who this creature might have been or is. So I would like to talk to her because, I mean, 15 minutes, that's all it would take. After that, I can meet with the owners and discuss the possibility of getting the contract written up and figuring out some method of making it waterproof. Can't be that hard. I mean, maybe some wax. We just get some wax and rub a bunch of wax across it. Then we show it, hey, look, we have the contract. You just need to sign it, but don't sign it down here or it will ruin the contract or something.
DM, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
The stage where Lady Scarlet performs usually, it would not be big enough to hold a Kraken, even if we like put glass walls and make an aquarium, right?
The stage?
The stage itself, where like he would perform to the
I
to the
mean-
masses.
If You
Like you said, he was huge, but I want to see if he would if we plant him in the middle of the stage, would he be spilling over?
no.
Okay.
But there's also the possibility of flooding that below the stage room and letting him pop out from where that was.
Okay,
Remember
that's right.
that stone door came down when you guys did the wrong thing, and the room started to flood. So there's the potential that you could just open the stage where a trapdoor would normally be for a person to kind of sink down, and he could rise up and sing from there in his little
his little kiddie pool.
His pool, yeah.
Okay.
Shamu pool, yeah.
His enclosure.
That's what I can do until lunchtime. I can deal with those meetings. So if you guys have other ideas, I mean, please feel free to act on them. If you want to come with me, that's also fine as well. I don't care. I want to save my mom, but I'm not going to act emotionally like I did yesterday.
Well, I don't want anybody going out by themselves, so I'll follow whoever might be going alone.
I mean, I don't have to come. I'm fine. I'm not gonna stick my hand through a doorway and get in trouble. And I don't know how long it's gonna take me. And talking to people is much more entertaining than sticking my face in a book. But I point to the goggles. I have these. Might as well use them. But if you wanna come, you can. I don't know. I'm just.
We can also contact each other with these if we need to.
Yeah, no more sendings because I have a phone now. So.
Well, Nemiron, I'll come with you to the library. Last time we went, I think we got some good information, so we'll try it again. Yeah. Okay. And we'll meet up in what? How many hours?
If we don't hear back from each other, let's assume meet back at the estate for lunch.
Okay.
All right. Cool. You guys start to get up and get ready to head out. At this point, Orianna, you're met as you're kind of heading out of the room by your chamberlain, and he says, Scarlet, Orianna, missives have come back from the houses of Gauche and Humphreys. Please, here are your. I believe they've sent back letters.
I'll open them and read them while everybody's still here.
Each one has agreed to speak with you this morning. Both of them have given the same time of 11 o'clock. But they are both two different people. So you are welcome
their houses.
to go. Their houses, yeah. They're welcoming you to their estates to speak with them. In Dragonstone Citadel, yeah. The addresses are there on their.
Of course, they would pick the same time. Why wouldn't they?
Are they neighboring houses? Next door neighbors or next estate neighbors?
They're in the same vicinity. They're not directly next door neighbors, no.
Okay.
But they are in the same area. But Orianna, you would know, they're likely very busy people. If you miss one time, you're not just going to be able to show up and be like, oh, sorry, I'm late. Can I have your time? So you're going to have to make a choice of who you want to speak with. And
they specifically will speak with Orianna, not Orianna or her friends.
Well, it was you who specifically made the request to them. Yeah. I mean, if you brought friends, I don't think that
well, no, I'm
kick
saying
you out
we
of their
can't
home.
go 2 and 2.
No, they're expecting if you don't show up,
they're expecting Orianna. Otherwise, they're not going to let them in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible to use our communications to link in both of them at the same time, like a conference session call thing?
I don't. The problem is I don't know if you're going to get in the door without me there.
No, that's why we call
here's
you.
the thing.
You could be specific.
if they're partners, they should be in communication with each other all the time, or at least pretty often.
Yes, but I get the feeling one of them might be more agreeable to our desires than the other. Which
Yeah,
is
you get
going
the
to
sense
be-
that if you talk to one of them and they're willing to help you out, they'll likely contact their partner and be like, "Hey, we were asked to do this thing. It's just you're not going to be able to. They're not both going to be in the room looking at you.
Yeah.
Who you chat with and who you make the deal with, that's up to you."
Why are rich people like this? Sorry, but it's infuriating. No offense.
It's in the morning, so I assume in like an hour or so.
Yeah, like there's enough time for you to at this point to casually, like, you don't have to rush, but if you don't, like, if you wait a bit longer, you're gonna have to start rushing over there because you're not close to Dragonstone Citadel, so you have enough time to like casually start making your way there.
Orianna will just get dressed in her finer clothes, get something out from the closet. I will go speak with Miss Gosh, and hopefully she is amenable to our condition, to our condition. If one of you wants to come along, I wouldn't say no to the company, but again, she gestures to how she's dressed. It's probably going to be rich snobs being rich snobs, myself included.
I definitely don't fit with that crowd. I don't know anything. I always make a mistake when I talk to people. That's not my forte.
I'm fine going
how
alone.
I am. Like,
I'm fine going alone. None of you have to feel compelled to come with me.
I say give it a go. Yeah.
okay. If anything, they'll let us know, please.
All right, so Oriana's heading off to Dragonstone Citadel. Rena, you're also heading that way to scope out Cal's, so you guys can at least walk there together in the same general vicinity. Nemaron and Artemis, what are you guys up to?
Library?
I think so. Yeah, we need to get some more information, read some books.
All right.
Yeah.
As you all split off in your various directions to tackle this problem from different points, hoping that you will uncover something of value to make this turn out positively for Orianna, the city, and yourselves. That is where we'll end tonight's session. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us and watching and coming along for the ride. Who knows what we have in store next? More of the underground catacombs have been uncovered, but not everything. And what is strange or different about this Kraken is still unknown, and Helena is still very much missing. So, and time is running out. So, we will see what decisions are made next week as we move forward with this investigation and this mystery of the Kraken under the sea. Cool. Well, if you enjoyed the session, please let your fellow D&D lovers know. The best way to help a stream like ours grow is to spread the word. And remember, folks, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Have a great Friday. Make good choices. And we hope to see you back here next week. Thank you so much. Have a good night, guys.
Night, everybody.